Yo, true say this thing's touching me.
Next ring, eh?
Holy
Miami boy.
touring things, dog.
Is this in the way of you?
No.
We're all good?
Yeah, I'm Gucci. As long as it's good on, you know.
There, now come in.
Boom.
Good?
Boom, yeah, man. Yeah, I used to rock a long cable chain. And each link was clippers. Like and then my pendant was a clipper. Flat back. Yeah, man.
Which clipper?
Oh, Andis Masters. Yeah.
But
then
I
wanted to do a 5-star
wall
seniors.
Imagine icing out your fucking clipper. Putting an actual clipper on your chain.
People be jewelry, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, after I saw LL Cool J with the wraparound thing, I was like, I'm never gonna do that tattoo, but I'm definitely gonna get jewelry made. I was one of the first in Tampa, Florida, for sure, with like some sort of custom. Everyone else was buying the Jesus pieces, things like that, double Jesus pieces, big Cubans, you know. But I did a white gold, and I did a platinum one, and then the platinum one I ended up losing in a dice game with a CTS. Right when the CTS Cadillacs came out, the coupes.
Yeah.
I lost that in a dice. I won it off a guy in a dice game, and I lost it in the same house playing dice.
What does that feel like, losing something big like that in the dice game? Because I only played like nothing too crazy, so never lost like, you know, I met men who lost like, tell me they lost like $10, $15, $20,000 in a dice game, and like, that's crazy to me. I'm looking at it like, because obviously they have it, so it's. But even still, for you to go in there, it's like, is it the fun of playing dice, or is it the chance of you winning the money? Like, what is it for you that makes you feel like, all right, I'm gonna go so hard, I'm gonna have to put my chain up now?
So this is the position that I was in. This is a dice game in Tampa, Florida, New Tampa to be specific. This is where like Steinbrenner lives and all the wrestlers in the springtime, because Tampa's a big place for wrestling, and obviously the New York Yankees train there in the spring. So this was like an 8-bedroom crib, mansion style, but these boys had it up, you know what I'm saying? And they would just do poker games there with like select people, you know, doctors, lawyers that want to play, they want better odds, so coming in, but nothing less than 10G. You had to have 10 G's on you. That's like that was like your
buy-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that at least they know you're coming to play. You're not just coming to like you're bringing $500 and trying to win everybody's money type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's coming to the table with something. But the dice game place on dice nights, you could play 7-11, you know, 2 dice.
Yeah.
They'd had like one room for that, but mainly it was all CeeLo, 3 dice. And then they had a separate room. This is right around the time when the Madden was coming out and all that crazy shit.
Okay.
And they set up 32-inch TVs, which is crazy to sound because that was like how big they were. They were huge back then. And you could fly in from Atlanta or wherever you want, DC, come play guys, you know what I'm saying? And these were like games that were like $5K and up. And you could side bet on the Madden, and then you could also play NBA Live there, but then there was a glitch in the NBA Live game. I don't know if you remember, where you could just press triangle and he would go up like this and he would take a pick, but literally it would strip the ball. So his hands would be up here, and then like you run into the guy and then the ball would just dribble out. So they made that illegal. But all that under one house.
Like a full casino.
Full on, because they were paying cops off, all that shit. Cops were playing in there. It was like a invite only type thing, but yeah, I would always call up and be like, yo, who's there at the CeeLo thing? They're like, okay, yeah, no, this guy's playing. He's got about 20. This guy came up 60. So in my head, if I'm going to a game and I know you got 20, you got 60, I got to come with like 200 grand. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
I'm trying to go in there and take everybody out.
I mean, it takes money to make money. So if you have more money to bet, it automatically, I feel like that's like the mind fuck for the people that you're playing with, first of all. Because if they see you have way more money, they're going to be way more cautious, because they're going to know that you're going to put up big bets just because you got it like that. It's
Yeah,
mind fuck
and
already, right?
And that was my style. Even with poker, I was a bully. You want to see the river? It's $8,000 a fucking turn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you want to play with me, boy? Okay, you better bring that re up. We're not playing tournament style here, because I could play tournament style, but then you really got to play the cards, you know. But when you bring all the money you want and you can play, you're playing the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I always did. I would look you in the eye. We're about to roll dice, bro. I don't care if I lose this 10 grand because I got about fucking 600 in the fucking car. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you show up to the thing, boom, you lose 10, you lose 20. It changes a perspective because if everybody's there with two, let's say like we all have 20 grand, we're all rolling, $100 turns into something else. It turns into like $10.
Sure.
You know, $5, you know? So that's I think where the mind fuck is really like, because once you step out of that situation, if you crap out, I mean, if you're on zero, you know, everything's back to normal. Your dollar's a dollar, you're five. But like, if you will come out of there, you're 60 up, you're 70 grand up. I mean, everything's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess if you're in those arenas, it's like that, like where the money's like, it's gonna have different scaling. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, the biggest hit I ever had was at a casino, Caesars, Vegas. I lost 80 grand at a roulette table. And I was only picking black or red. I didn't pick numbers or anything like that. But the craziest thing is because I watched my boy lose 80. My boy from VA, shout out Javon, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? That's my dogs right there. We moved a lot of packs, and you know what I'm saying? He's probably moving packs in heaven right now. But anyways, he dropped 80, lost 80. He pulled out 160 and won.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? And at that point, I just knew like, oh, if I'm going to be in this game, I can't be like, it's like Meech said, he's like, we can't take this shit to the grave. You know what I'm saying? You got to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to spend it.
You gamble aggressively, you're going to hit that one time that's going to make it, like, worth all the money you just lost. Going to make it worth it. Because, like, especially with roulette, I remember the first time I ever went to a casino was Caesar's Palace in Windsor. My brother, we got a suite, right? My cousin's girl had a suite, so we got a suite. So we were like, we're gonna go downstairs and play, just go to the casino. So we all split up and whatever. My brother he was super drunk, so he got like, he only wants to spend like $20, right? He's like, I bought a 20, I'm about to goes to the roulette table. I'm like, bro, this is not the game to play with $20. He goes, nah, don't worry. It was $10 on red something. I don't remember the number. It lands on that exact same. The odds were like 30-1 or something like that.
Yeah, they're like 35, like
so
30, 35.
He ended up winning like $300 and something off of and he didn't even know he won it. The guy we were with, he's a casino guy. He goes and plays a lot. So he's looking, he's just like, because he's telling him, don't do it. This guy's a vet in the casino. He's been going since we were kids. Don't do it. He does it. It lands on it. My brother doesn't even know he won. So he's looking at my brother's like waiting for the end. And then my boy's looking. He's like, yo, do you know how much you won? He's like, no. He's like, I think it was like $350 or something like that. My brother's like, yo, give me the money right now. He's like, give me the money. So they give him his money. He goes upstairs and he's just so happy. And I'm like, that is actually a crazy luck that you just hit that because like, you've never been to the casino.
No, but that's how they get you. Beginners
luck
is
it's
a real
true.
thing.
It's true.
They want to hook you. They want you to win.
Yep.
He hit one number
So now-
$20?
Yeah, he hit one with $10.
$740, bro.
He won like $10. No, you put $10 up.
Oh, $10.
Yeah. So he won like, it was like
360,
300. So I
360.
can't remember the exact odds, but I think he walked away with about like 300 and something. And like,
Yeah.
I'm telling him because he's now upstairs and he's going through it. He's like, yo, should I go back down? He's looking at me like, yo, should I go back down? I'm like, no. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, that's how they get you. You're going to go down. You're going to put another $10. And then you're
The
like,
house always
what's
wins.
another $10? And then by the time you know it, bro, you've spent like $100 of the money you just made it. And then you're like, let me go try another game. Because my next boy was like, yo, let me take that he's telling my brother, let me take that to the poker table. Triple that. But we didn't trust him because he maxed out his credit cards that same night.
Oh my God.
And he was just trying to
I
get
know
it
those
back.
stories.
So he's
I
like,
know
yo,
those ones.
I need to fucking this money. We're like, hell no, bro. You already maxed out your shit. You're done for the night.
I went to Casino Niagara one time with my ex, and I was like, hey, man, I'm going to spend $50. That's it. Went to the roulette table. First two, it was like the $25 hand joint. I'm like, all right, I want to go black. Rusty Snipe said, always bet on black.
Mhm.
Dropping on black.
You already know Passenger 57.
Right. Straight up. Ever play Russian roulette? Always bet on black.
Always bet on
Boom.
black.
Lose the $50. Wifey's like, all right, let's go. I'm like, give me 25 more. I'm like, give me 25 more. That's it. I swear. That's it. It's turned into a complete fiend. I'm like, just give me the 25. I got this. I swear. I rode that shit to fucking like 950. I had like 1,200. Then I brought it back down to 950. I was like, all right, I'm out. Let's go. This is the first time I went to a casino by myself. The only times I went was with my cousins tagging along, and they'd be like, yo, just roll with me, bro. I'll throw you a chip, man. I'm like, Man, I don't gamble like that. But
real.
winning that money, I was like, yo,
It's like a drug.
It is.
I'm going
Literally
to
like
go
a
to
drug.
Adrenaline rush
casinos
when you win, bro.
once. Every casino, I'll only go to once. I
Wow,
will never go
for
there
real,
twice,
eh?
'cause I know the first time when I run my ID,
That's smart.
it's looking like he's never been here. We gotta get him back. We're gonna let him win. And every time I go, I always win. Every second time I've gone to a casino,
You lose.
always lost.
Yeah.
So I only go to casinos once to get that first beginner's luck.
That's
win,
funny,
And then
man.
I never go back.
See, they watch you behind those cameras up.
They're
Oh,
watching.
That's
The
what's
eye-
crazy
No,
about
the
the
eye in the
casino,
sky
right?
is a real thing,
For
bro.
real, man. Yo, I have to
Casinos-
hold my cousin's debit card when he goes, man.
So let me ask you guys
He calls
something.
me so I could hold his debit card.
Do you guys come from like gambling backgrounds? Like, do you guys
Yeah, for sure. My
I used
mom and
to-
titas all play mahjong every fucking weekend.
Okay.
bro.
for dough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jokes.
Yeah, my grandmother was in the casino probably like both of them were in the casino probably like every weekend they were going. My dad's not too much of a gambler, but he plays poker like every day.
Mm.
He's online playing poker. He doesn't play for much. He doesn't play for money. Occasionally he'll have his homies over. They'll play for money, but majority of the time. But I think I started gambling like recently, within the last like 4 to 5 years. I'd been around it for a long time. Like I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of these dice games go down, and like I said, I've seen this man's lose some crazy money, and I'm like, you can tell in their face their night is fucked up. And I didn't.
No,
I just felt I
1000%,
lived through
man.
them. You know, I'm like, oh fuck, man, that sucks. Bro, you just lost like fucking 3 bands because you couldn't. You thought you were gonna win the next one, but this guy has a hot hand, so he's that hot hand shit is crazy, right? So
No, for sure.
Bro, I won a car gambling in 2K.
Mm.
Bro, I was playing my homie, a roommate at one point in time, and he was a hustler, so he had money, and I would drive him around here and there because he didn't have his license, but he had a car,
typical.
right? So
The best ones.
we were,
Yeah.
we were
Facts.
sorry.
we're playing, and I forget how many games we played, but he kept on doubling or nothing, doubling or nothing, doubling.
Those are
or
the
nothing,
fucking
until
man.
it was like at 4 G's, and I was just like, and whenever when he's like, you know, I want my money, right? He would always say this one thing. I totally forgot what it was, but then I said the exact line to him, and he got so mad. Just went like, "Oh, you used my shit against me." He's like, I'm like, so how are we gonna work this out? And then my buddy just told me that he was trying to sell his whip. I was like, he go, so I just proposed. I'm like, hey man, why don't you buy this whip for me, and I'll just drive you around with that whip. And he's like, fuck you. Okay. I was like, ah!
Oh,
And he
shit.
just bought me the whip.
When sense makes sense.
Yeah. He's like, it does.
Facts.
He's like, yeah, but every time I need to ride a bear, you're driving me. I'm like, yo, done.
Jeez, that's a sick trade, man.
So I got
That's
the
worth
whip.
it.
But that whip brought me so much pain. Like, yo, let me tell you, when, like, you know, I don't know if you ever had a Honda Civic that was in such bad shape that the seat is like the one latch, like, you know how there's 2 sides to lean back?
Yeah.
One side was broken, like off the latch. So, like, I was constantly driving like this, just on the lean. Bro, I had my squeegee pushed up to the back of the seat, pushing up to the back of my seat, holding me up. Yo, if I ever got into a car crash,
Damn.
You're
that
done.
You got
squeegee would have
speared?
went straight through my back. Like,
Damn.
dude, it was so bad, man. That shit got stolen. I left it running on Young and Dundas when I was like warming up my car. I would lock it and then leave like a little space, and I had a hanger just chilling.
And
But-
you'd hook the
Then so like it'd be warming up on a cold day. I'd go downstairs, boop, go out, leave. Somebody tried to steal it, and this is one of those joints that, once again, where it was standard, so like only I knew how to drive it because it was in such bad shape. Like the clutch was so sensitive, like you had to know the
Customized.
exact timing. So one day, somebody tried to basically stole my whip, just chilling there warming up. Someone unlocked it with the same hanger that I had underneath the car.
He
watched
robbed
you
you
do
with the
it.
thing you robbed him.
You watch
You've
you
been
do it
plotting
for
on
real.
that whip for
He's
like
been watching you,
weeks.
bro.
He's been watching
You know
you
what I'm
warm your
saying?
car up. Like, yo, this guy's gonna get okay. He puts the hanger.
Yo,
One day he's gonna leave the hanger for me.
I came out one day, I looked, I'm like, yo, I swear the car was like, did it just get jacked? I'm like, I started laughing so hard in my head because I'm like, yo, this guy's not getting far at all. Like, he's not gonna understand the clutch.
Mm.
He's gonna fucking clock out. Bro, not even 5 blocks away. I call the police. I'm like, yo, my car's been stolen. They're like, I gave them the description. They're like, oh, wait, is it this car? And they basically broke it down. I'm like, that's my car. Like, yeah, it's down the street. We got the guy. And it was like a bucket that tried to steal the whip, but then it clocked out on him because he didn't know how to work the clutch.
That's fucking jokes.
When I went to go pick it up, they're like, license and registration, insurance. Pulled it out. Yo, my insurance expired that day. So they took it to the pound. I'm like, man, it costs more money to take it from the pound. I just left it there.
Yeah, leave it in there. Leave it in there, boy.
Somebody probably bought that on an auction for like $12.
No, bro.
Shape it's
For
in.
real.
I bought so many high-end vehicles off auctions because
The best.
D-boys got shot up. You know, they can't go back to the car. You know what I'm saying? Yo, there were like phantom rates at auctions back home for like 12 grand just because another car T-boned the car. They took the weight out of the car. They're like, fuck that, leave it there. It's still drivable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you could see like guys that are just like auction come up guys. You know what I'm saying? Like driving crazy whips that have like bullet holes in the side. You're like, man, you still riding like that?
My cousin cleans those cars. So my
Yeah,
cousin
right.
details all the cars that get auctioned off. So basically, after they're auctioned, they're given to them to clean out
clean
one
it?
more time because they do a general clean out. But then there's stuff in the trunk all the time and all these other things that they find. My cuz, I was like, yo, just out of a joke, I'm like, yo, how often do you find drugs in random compartments? He's like,
Oh my God.
all the time.
All the
Yeah.
time.
All the time. I'm like, so why have you been calling me for them? He's like, they already know, so they deal with it. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Mm.
They already
Yeah,
caught on.
yo, my brother used to work at Lexus, and he used to tell me because guys were bringing their cars to get detailed, and he was the detailer. He's like, yo, the amount of times people would leave shit in the car, he's like, I'd find 8-balls, guns, and they would just say, just put everything in the trunk, and he would just take everything, put it back in the trunk. But he was always like, yo, I could easily jam it from this guy.
Yeah. And
But I
then
told
what
him
are
the
they
same
gonna
thing.
say?
But I was like, he knows about it, and like, but you're right. What is he gonna come to Lex and be like? I left my
I left-
8-ball.
8-ball, bro.
I
under
left
the
8
seat there.
kilos and some golf clubs in the back.
They're
You know what I'm
missing. I
saying?
get back.
No, but were you guys into like, like we're years removed, but were you guys into robbing cars, like jacking cars?
Nah.
Was that a big
Squared
culture?
out Jeep Cherokees.
There was mans in high school that had
91
master
and under.
keys and shit. Master keys.
I know one
with
person that
Hondas.
had a master key. It was a pretty crazy thing to watch him do it. I seen him do it at, sorry, Lord, but I seen him do it at the church that we used to play
That's the
basketball.
best place
at.
to do it.
He
Churches and
went
golf
in,
courses.
Yeah, he used to he had the master key to the Honda, and he was like, yo, watch. Went in and grabbed it right there in front of me, and I was like, wow. I don't know how he got that, but that's a pretty crazy. Because I didn't think those were like actually existed.
Well, I mean, you
Right, that type- I'm gonna
got the era of like Slim Jims, or the hangers, like cracks in the window, bro. Like, cause in Florida, they used to leave the windows cracked just to so your car doesn't boil up or your leather doesn't tear up. So they leave a crack, and that's when all the guys would come in with the hangers, pop them up, or just the Slim Jims in the side of the window. You know what I'm saying? You could pop up the lock from there.
You could
But-
do that shit with drawstring from your fucking drawstrings. You try this little loop, put it on the sides, bring it down, and then pull.
Pull.
Then you
Whoop.
just pull it back up. There's so many things you can steal cars with.
We were the spark plug boys.
Mm. Oh,
We'd
yeah, just
we'd crack the spark plug on the ground and just use the little, and then the back
And dive
panel
into it.
window.
It would just shatter, right?
Yeah, we just throw it at the back and then just so that way when you come to your car, you would never know we were there. Like you'd be like, how the fuck did they? And then there'd just be this little crack in the window, but slip your arm through, pop it back up. We had a team. Like I would crack the window, or I would be the spotter. I know when the cars were, blah 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 blah. And then we had the guy that would just start the car. We figured like it'd be too much time if one guy did everything. You know what I'm saying? And then we had another guy. He was our laser pointer guy. Enough times people would come out of the crib, but if you shine a laser pointer and their vision's gone for like 30 seconds, 60, we're out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh man,
enough guys would come out and we just hit you with the laser. As soon as it hits your eyes, couldn't see shit, bro. Even if you had
What the?
Some James
Fuck,
Bond shit
bro.
right there.
bro, we were jits, bro. Like we were
That's
just
some crazy but that's like crazy to think that goes to show the difference in mentality of like here compared to how it was in Miami. Yo, because I know guys who used to steal cars, and almost most of them got caught eventually. If it wasn't for car hopping or stealing cars because they do something dumb, like they go on a joyride, they have a girl in the car, so they start acting out and they get pulled over because somebody else, they think that other people don't call. to say, yo, there's somebody driving crazy.
Yeah.
And they get caught like that. I don't know anybody who's thinking like, yo, we're gonna have a laser pointers and the man's gonna be designated for the laser pointers. So if anybody comes, shine it into the eyes so we can get that 30 seconds just to get away. That's like real mission thinking.
Because we would get like little slips and it'd be like 2 12-inch Rockford Fosgate speakers, 1 monster audio fucking amp, and then it'd be like, I'd be like, oh, I know exactly who bought that from the swap shop. We would just chill little just at the swap shop and see who would buy what, and I'd be like, okay, we'll just follow this guy home, and then we'll just jack him later, or like bowling alley or wherever you'd have to be in somewhere for a couple hours. We'd like scope it out, and then boom, we'd hit you like a week later, 2 weeks later, But I honestly think that like it was a different like era, Like we eventually got to a point where I was just paying off valet guys. I'd be like, yo, what just pulled in? And they're like, yo.
That's crazy.
Brand new fucking sports box or a Porsche Boxster. And I'm like, okay, we'll get Louis. and then we found out the valets at golf courses where they didn't post the keys on the hooks. They would literally put it on the back left tire and we just pull up.
Oh,
dressed up like valet guys and just drive off, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That was when it got to fucking Cousin Vinny. We used to be like, yo, you visiting Cousin Vinny? And that would be because that was our guy that would scratch the VIN numbers. Our Cousin Vinny.
Cousin Vinny.
Now watch, soon it's gonna be all hackers stealing cars.
Bro, I've seen it.
They're already
They're doing it already? I seen Tesla. I don't know if this was real or not, but I seen Tesla. They repossessed the man's car. They literally got hacked into the car, but they got into the car from their computers and drove the car back to the dealership or wherever they had to go to and it got repoed like that. Like,
I seen a kid.
Nobody had no tow truck, no nothing. They pulled it out of his driveway.
That's
I seen a kid with a tablet was tapping into the Wi-Fi from a fucking thing, and he was like ordering fake food like Uber. Like he was just like a hacker kid, and then he was like, oh shit, we can steal this Tesla right here. Like it was just like
that's
blimped up. Like
crazy.
once you're on the grid like that shit's crazy, bro.
No, it's so funny
about it.
But it's so funny to me because I did a couple of runs with this dude just so I could like write this rhyme, and I couldn't write the rhyme unless I lived it. So I was like, I need to fucking do it. It was like doing Beanese with Vietnamese fiends and army fatigues. So I linked up with, I knew this Vietnamese fiend. He was a gambling addict and a coke addict, and I knew he did beanies all the time. So I was like, yo, let me join you in a run. Like, all right, cool. I was like, yo. So I linked up, I'm like, yo, just rock this though, Covert. He's like, all right, I guess. Sick. Vietnamese, army fatigues.
Army fatigues.
He's like, all right, we got to go steal the whips though, eh? Because he's like, I don't travel in any cars that I own or anything. Like, we got to steal a whip. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, but specifically, we need like any boxed out Jeep Cherokee from like 92 and 91 and under. The ones that aren't curved on the edges, they got to be boxed out. I'm like, why? He's like, because they're so easy. He was the most janky robber, okay? He would just take a screwdriver, just go right into the hole, turn it, boom, open it, take that same screwdriver, right into the ignition, turn it. I'm like, just like that easy, that sloppy. He's like, yep. Wow. And we're just driving now, he's like, now we only rob Chinese houses. Like, okay, is there something between Vietnamese and Chinese people? He's like, no, it's just Chinese people like to keep a lot of things in safes.
Yeah.
I was like,
YG said it too.
Oh. Damn. I'm like, all right, wicked. So we go there, and every time we see like Chinese characters on the house, we're like, there it is. We ended up fucking robbing. We attempted to rob this. We get in and we see all these like this mantle with this guy, it's all esteemed, looking all like rich, and I'm like, who is this guy? And then we look close. It's a retired Hong Kong police chief. Like all the badges and accolades were like, oh fuck, let's get out of here. We tried to like pick up his big screen TV, and these were the ones with like, these weren't flat screens. They're just big screen, but thick, heavy.
Yep.
With on the bottom.
With the back, yeah.
Bro.
The base.
We're so weak. I guess this guy didn't have his coke, so he didn't have that strength. So like we made it like halfway up the stairs. We're like, just bail, man, just bail. We just left it on the stairs. And all we took was a fucking badge. We're like, fuck it, we gotta take something. We just took his badge and left.
Holy fuck.
But it's just crazy to me that like you need some computers know-how now. You need some computer skills and hacking ability to steal whips now. When back in the day, all you needed was a fucking screwdriver.
There's a
You know
guy
what I'm
named
saying?
Flathead
And the
Fred.
balls. Flathead Fred?
Flathead Fred.
Yo, Vinny and Flathead Fred?
There's a guy named Flathead Fred. Well, he was known for juxing a man with a flathead.
Oh my god.
Right?
That's sick.
That's what I feel like that's worse than with a knife.
1000%. If you stab somebody with something that's not deemed to be stabbed with, like you know what I mean?
Way
Like,
worse.
it's way because you thought of using something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, no, wait, I'm gonna use my screwdriver. I instead of going to my kitchen and grabbing a kitchen's knife. But no, Flathead Fred, bro, like he was known for jamming Civics. He would tap the Civics and start cars with those. But there was a big rush after New Jersey Drive, bro. After that, everybody wanted to start stealing cars. It was like a big thing. I mean, guys were stealing cars in Miami all the time. That's just a thing. Because nobody really had licenses or insurance. And nobody has papers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's riding dirty down there. Like, I'd say 70% of the people are riding dirty in Miami right now.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember there was I don't know if it's probably still going on, but I know back in the day, people used to steal the cars and then ship them.
Yep.
They ship them to like Africa or ship them
right
to
away.
right away. They already have everything ready. His plug out in Africa would send they had a group out here. They would send the group what cars they want. Then it was just up to these guys to just go out and find all these, take them right to him, and he would ship them. They'd have some type of thing at the port, get it over to Africa, and it was like good money for them because
It sounds like a quest in GTA.
yeah, basically,
Pretty much.
basically.
Yeah, we need these cars. We need this. Look for this one.
Well, after the 0203, or I'm sorry, 0102 S-Class shape, it went into the S550, where it was like more slant back,
Right.
more like Maybach looking. You know, that model was getting robbed left and right. If you were at a stoplight, guys are robbing you, and your VIN numbers are getting scratched and going to Africa and selling for $1 million cash.
Oh, so they're pulling up on people while they're driving.
Yeah.
No.
See, I don't know.
So they would sell it to the Africans back home, but it would be anybody's, Chicos, whatever. Like it could be anybody robbing the people. But they eventually got to a point where they were buying the cars from the dealership, and then on hurricane days, they would flood the cars, like drive them right into a fucking flood, and then take those cars and part them out because they knew they can get more money for parts.
Right.
And yeah, bro, fucking that S550 paid for its. That catapulted the whole Maybach movement because like everybody was like, damn, like, you know, we're not just gonna, might as well just ride Maybachs. Like, it was uncanny to see like 1, 2, and then eventually you just like they're just on the road.
Yeah.
And Maybach's like, bro, but these cars don't even fit in average garages. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's fucking crazy. But
And Rick Ross, you know, claiming Maybach music, probably just, and him being from Florida, probably just made
Probably
made
resonated
that
differently,
more
right?
a
With
trend
the-
out there
Mhm.
than anywhere else.
yeah, like when Ross first came out and was like, okay, Maybach, like it was just insane.
That's a hard tag.
Hearing BMF Blowing Money Fast when it first dropped in the club, I'm getting goosebumps right now because it was just like insane because it started that whole like Meek Mill. When are y'all finished? Like that whole like you're just getting fucking pumped in the club. Like it was crazy. Like there wasn't anything like that at that point. And then I guess other people were just trying to build super groups like that. You know, like trying to build the big 3, big 4, whichever.
Yeah. I'm gonna move this jacket one time. Yo, Rose, you mind if I throw this at you? Or actually, I just put this there. Boop. Thank you, bro.
Boom.
So hold on, let me go back to one thing that you said before.
What's that?
So these guys were pulling up with people on the lights, whatever cars they were looking for, and then they would grab their they would get them that way.
Yeah, so they would either get them in lights or I've seen even like water guys or like guys asking from panhandlers. They'll pay panhandlers, yo, here's $100. You see anything over 70 grand, you radio us and you tell us. And there'll be on like US 1, 441 or State Road 7. Like, because it's right off the highway. Everybody knew if you take I-95 and then you're jammed in highway, you could just get off State Road 7 and ride all the way up to Miami. But you'd end up in Overtown and you better know your way around there.
Yeah.
Just in the event that like you you just want to make a left turn. It's a judgment night. You know what I'm saying? It's a Cuban Gooding Jr. movie.
See, that freaks me out, man. I don't know anybody that's ever gotten robbed.
That's what I'm saying.
Here in Toronto. Like the worst I've seen in like car robberies or when like, remember that one year when that person was like robbing people's phones out their whip? They'd like pull up and he'd be like, hey man, can I borrow your phone? I need to make a quick phone call. My phone
And
died.
run off.
And then like I think they'd be in their whip and stop beside somebody and be like, hey man, my phone, phone's dead. I don't have my charger on me. Do you mind if I like make a quick phone call on your phone? They'd be like, yeah, sure. Give them the phone. They'd be like, just drive up. Bro, that's.
You mind if I sync to my Bluetooth?
Yo, my uncle's whip just got stolen.
Oh,
No.
What was he driving it?
And this guy at the shop, his girl's dad, got his G-Wagon got stolen too at gunpoint, bro. Man came up
fuck.
gunpoint.
Word, eh?
took the whip.
Where was he?
This is at like Kennedy and Steele.
And he was driving like he was at a stoplight?
I
or he was in a
like,
parking
going
lot?
into the whip or something. I don't know. Still.
Okay, see that's the thing that he's saying because I find the traffic light robberies are crazy.
That's
Great because like it's like literally
Front Street, man.
Yeah, it's like
Everyone's
right in the
there.
middle of everything, and you drive. Like, what are you really supposed to do in that situation? Like, you can only if you're not ready for it, which most people aren't. You're just gonna get out the whip
After
and it's
12
gone.
a.m.
It's like, fuck.
After
Or do you
12
just
a.m.
drive off? Do you like step on the gas?
Yeah, so that's the
That's
thing.
the only thing you can do, right?
That's the thing. After 12 a.m., you got to have it on your lap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and if a cop comes, if it's only one cop car, maybe tuck the gun or whatever you got to do to get rid of it. But if it's two cop cars, you shoot through the door. You shoot the cop in the leg or shoot the cop. Because if it's two cop cars, they're gonna plant something on you, or they're gonna fucking shake you down anyways. You might as well just shoot the cop. You know?
Like even I remember my uncle was telling me he was in Detroit and he went to a gas station and the gas station clerk told him don't stop at any stoplights.
Yeah. Well, that's some great
He said
advice.
he's like, are you driving because he was driving somewhere else? You're just driving through Detroit. And he said he was like he went into the gas station. His car was getting. He's like a few guys were like circling around his car because he's driving a Benz.
Toronto
And-
plates, like
Yeah, but with the Ontario
yeah,
plates,
for
right?
sure, drive through.
So he goes to the gas company. He's like, yo, what should I do? He's like, the only thing you can do right now is get in your car and drive and get out of Detroit and just keep going wherever you're going. He's like, don't stop at any stoplights. You get to a red light. If you don't want to run it, make the right turn, make the U-turn, and keep going that same way. Just don't make any stops. He's like, even if somebody looks like they're in distress, anything, he's like, just keep going. He's like, they'll use anybody to stop you, especially they know now, they see Ontario plates. He's like, word is probably already, like somebody made a call, said, yo, there's Ontario plates driving through right now. Late too, he's like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. He's on his way. So he was either coming back from somewhere and going to Toronto or going out of Toronto, out through Detroit somewhere else. And then
Yeah,
it's like, you
You
can't do
can't get
nothing.
caught lacking anywhere in the States, man.
Yo, I just got an E500. I got caught lacking. I was riding fishbowl. No tints on the car. This car has cocaine guts, wood grains. You could see it from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? This is for like a dentist or a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Me, I'm fucking 22 years old, 23 years old, riding in this like a D-boy. I just look like it. And I just pulled up to Miami. I'm at like 135th and Biscayne, 163rd. And yeah, man, I was reaching over to like switch a CD. This is when we still had CDs. And I reaching over and I pulled back and I just felt it against my thing. He's like, everything. Let it go. Everything. Get out the car. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Do you mind if I just had enough to see that the safety was off? And I was like, give me that shit. Like, the safety was on. Like, he didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, you didn't know what the fuck you were
Some
doing, bro.
crazy
You're
thinking,
not
right?
trying to
That's
fucking kill me, boy.
Critical
You're not trying to fucking
thinking.
take my life. No, boy. I took that shit. I'm like, yo, bro. And then, like you said, drive off. Thank God it was like, no. Thank God it was like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning that like I was able to go and there weren't any cars. Like I would rather get risked like a cop pulling me over for running a red light, which they'll do that to you, you know? Because who knows if he was in on it with a cop or whatever. There's some crazy shit like that goes on down there. But that was one of the first times like attempted carjacking for me. Like I've never really enough times the guys they'll pull it up to your window and you just drive off or you pull yours out and be like, what's up? Like what's cracking? Or everybody pull out. You know, like
That's madness.
yeah, ATMs. Bro, those are my things. Like they were like, yo, like you need to go to the ATM. I'm like, never.
Nah, I don't do ATMs either.
I'm like a never ATM
Even
guy.
at the
And if I
bank.
am, it's like,
In the middle of the day,
yeah. And I
when the
look,
bank's open.
bro, I'm in the corner. I get so much anxiety for whatever, because I just knew so many people that got stuck at ATMs. Like, you know,
My
like,
brother's mom got that, bro. She only took out like $40. I got her whole purse snatched because of that, because it was like it was a banking, like she was at a regular bank. I think this might have even been in like Pickering, like
It's
somewhere
like
where you
banana
never
food, yeah.
expect it. And then I never go to the ATM after the bank's closed.
Man, I always feel, I'm not gonna lie, when I was like down bad back in the day when I was younger, there'd be moments when I think I could just go to the ATM and sit and wait for that perfect lick. Like it's that easy, especially in Canada. No one does it enough for it to be a thing.
No,
where
for
people
sure.
like look over their shoulder. I'm like, if there's a place to do it, it's here. And I'm like, that's real last resort shit. Don't
know-
even go there.
you know what's really fucked up is my first year here, I would walk through the city, bro,
Everything.
everywhere. And all I would do in my head was calculate. I'd be like, I'd count how many people literally walked away from ATMs counting their money. I would watch how many people are literally on their phones, like not even looking, like, you know how many phones they call it apple picking back home, but they just take what the fuck you gonna do now? Just take it right out of your hands.
Apple picking.
Yo, when the fucking, once it
Oh
got
my God.
past,
Go to the orchard real quick.
yeah,
son.
bro,
What
once
you
it
do
got
today?
past
What are we gonna do today? Yo, I was gonna go apple picking. Your mom asks you, yo, mom, what are you doing today, son?
you know what it is?
I'm gonna go apple picking. Oh, it's nice. You guys are good.
It's the jits too. It's the fucking 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds in
Yeah.
packs of like 20, and they'll whoop your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll swarm your ass. You'll take out like 3 or 4. Like, go get motherfucker.
I seen a video. It was in Brazil, and this person literally just set. It looks like they're in their apartment. They just set up a camera, and there's a bus, and there's a stoplight right there. These kids, they come up to the side of the bus, and they literally will snatch your chain or snatch your phone out of your hand. They jump, grab it, and just run. And if you chase them, you'll notice there's a whole group of them just waiting at the side. So if you chase them, they're gonna run to the group and they're gonna kick your ass.
Like
People
City
are
of
getting-
Gods.
They're literally
Yeah.
just jumping up and getting their chain snatched, getting their phone snatched, whatever they have in their hands. Just these kids are just jumping up and just grabbing them. Like, why? First of all, like my uncle told me, you go to Brazil, yo, you gotta like. He's like, don't wear nothing. He's like, just wear slippers. He's like, don't wear anything nice. He's like, because number one, the pickpockets there are really, really good. And he said they're all kids. It's like the kids are the ones that are like they get away with a lot of the stuff. So it's funny it was a funny video too to see that. So
Well,
like
kids, yeah, I mean, because it's the juvenile thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
like BMXs back home, if you rode BMXs through the hood, you knew that kid was a runner. He either had cash on him or he was literally like block to block, like, yo, it's 550 coming up block. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just look for the 5, okay, you're dealing with some fucking college kid or whatever, like, or they'll just give you the drop. That's what BMX is like. Or like you raced them or whatever and you did the, like, on the dirt hills and shit, but like, there was no, like, what we're doing now, just riding casually, leisurely. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that, it wasn't like, so when I started riding with the boys, I was like, oh shit, like, this is kind of cool.
bro, you know how many bikes I had stolen as a kid?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
My
same.
garage became like the point where it's like people would borrow a bike, it would get stolen, they go steal another bike and just
bring it
the
back to
bike
your
back.
garage.
It's like a whole different bike. My dad's like, yo, where is this bike gone? I'm like, so I had to like designate one bike. I'm like, okay, this is my dad's bike. I tell all the men, do not take that bike.
Yeah.
Because if that one gets stolen, he's gonna get pissed. So he just, because he was getting bikes from like, he used to work at Eglinton and Oakwood.
Okay.
So he like, a lot of the beans would come in and sell him a bike for like $20. And it would be a nice mountain bike. They'll come like, yo, $20 for this. All right, 100%. I think he got like 3 bikes like that. Just bring them home and then one of them come borrow the bike, get stolen, whole next one. I remember one time I go into my boy's garage and I see one of my bikes and I'm like, yo, where'd you get that bike from? He's like, I stole it. The bike that got stolen from my house, he stole it from somebody else. I took it. I come in like, yo, that's the same bike, bro. What's going on here? Like,
Those are some Amsterdam stats. I don't know if you guys knew this, but in Amsterdam, there's a million. There's like they said about 1 million plus bikes, but then 2 million bikes get stolen a year. So the one bike gets stolen twice a year. It's so hilarious, man. You got Amsterdam stats with your bikes.
Yo,
bro.
but hold on.
That's crazy.
I gotta talk about this energy that Norm has
Oh, man.
were buckets always offer Norm bikes within the 20. No, sometimes they try like a 50.
Like 50,
And then Norm would be like, and then, yo, I think one guy's like, yo, $60, bro. Brand fucking new, man. And Norm would be like, yeah, $20.
$20 and some weed, bro. What you want? What you want?
$20 or the weed I got in my hand.
All right, okay. Bro, the bike I have right now, I just went downstairs to see my boy because he wanted he needed a little something. I was like, man, this is my personal stash, but I'll share with you, bro. And then when he was just giving me the money, this guy was walking around with two bikes in his hand. I'm like, hey, bro, which one you selling? He's like, this one I know is like a $1,200 bike, so I want a premium for this. But this one was like it was a nice Norco. I'm like, how much you selling for this? He's like, yeah, this is about 100. I'm like, $40 and 20 sack. How about it? He's like, yeah, all right. And he gave me the whole back. And he's like, yeah, but this one, I rode this one all the way from Brampton. I was like, oh fuck. Where'd you get this one? It's like, this one was down over there by Roncesville, but I rode this one from Brampton, so I need, I earned this one, man. I want top dog. And it's like, he's like, I took it while the wife was watching. The wife was just watching me in the garage, and she was so scared, and I was just like, I was like, yeah, he was just so dirty. I could just see him like saying this shit out of him. Oh my God. He's like,
Silence of the Lambs.
Just walked off with the bike. I was like, yo, you're brave, bro. I was like, yo, anytime, man. Anytime you come to P-Dale, bro, please just hit me up. He's like, I don't have a phone or anything, so I don't know. I'm like, LCBO, post up with that. Any bikes, man.
No, bro,
Post
and
up.
we'll be on Spadina. You're like the bike whisperer, bro. Like we'll be on Spadina and like a bucket will ride by. Like he'll see us and then he'll double back and I'm like, okay, like Norm and I would be like, okay, what the fuck's up? You know, like what's cracking, cuz? And then this guy pulled up, he's like, yo, guy, I'm selling this bike, guys. They're like, but like, come on, like, hop out, like, yo, guys, I'm selling this bike, guys. Like looking around, like as if we got more of what he really, really wants.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't got what you really want, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yo,
Like, do I look like I got what you really want?
Yeah, it's so funny. I was by Trinity Bellwoods, and I was just about to get onto a streetcar, right? And I'm just standing, and it was about to stop, and this guy's just walking with a bike, and he's like, you want to buy a bike? I'm like, the streetcar's coming. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take this bike instead of the streetcar. Like, I got 20 on me, bro. 20's always the start.
Yeah.
I got 20 on
20.
me. Like, you know what? I got some tokens too, bro. I gave 3 tokens and $20. I got it was one of those like cruisers. Bro, it was such a nice cruiser. But then I parked it over by Scotiabank Theater overnight. And normally I'm so lax with the bikes that I buy because I didn't earn them. They're just
They're-
$20.
they're $20.
Whatever. So every stolen bike that I've purchased has gotten stolen back again. Whether it be I started like whether I do the body, the wheel, they're either gonna take the seat, the one wheel, something gets stolen off of every single bike that I've had. So I'm like, whatever, man. It is what it is. I would say about 16, 17 bikes that I've had.
Damn.
Almost like one every year. Like
All
every
DT,
season.
all downtown.
All downtown. Since I'd say maybe 6 in Scarborough, but then eventually in Scarborough I had this one bike with a basket. It was a girl's bike. It was so rusty and ugly. I was just like, I'm just riding this one because I know no one will steal it. I rode that shit everywhere. It's like I would leave that shit unlocked. No one would steal it. I would forget that I had it. And my mom would be like, where's the bike? I'm like, oh, shit, the bike. You left it at McDonald's. I've left bikes at McDonald's like multiple times. In different countries, bro.
In different countries.
I don't know if I told, bro, I was in Taiwan. I went to a fucking jungle rave. So I biked to McDonald's. I was just eating some weird Szechuan McRib. And I'm like eating this shit, and then my boy calls me. He's like, "Yo, bro, man, we're leaving like the main meetup site to go into the jungle now. If you don't catch us, we're gone. You won't find us in the jungle." I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Just ran up. Like I called the Uber, ran out, jumped in the Uber, went to the party, fucking jammed all night, came home, went to work the next day, came home, went to work the next day. 3 days later, I'm like, man, I want to go I need some food. Let me go bike around. The bike! Yo, I ran to the McDonald's. It was in the same spot, just chilling in front of the... Yo, it was like a Young and Dundas corner, like where everybody comes up and down through this one Subway spot. And it was just chilling right there in front of the Subway entrance. And I don't know if it was a thing about shame where nobody wants to get caught doing anything wrong because you'll get publicly shamed. Or if people were just that honorable that they didn't want to steal this bike. But it was sitting there for 3 days in the same spot. And no one had the balls and the guts to just take it.
Wow. Where'd you get that bike?
In front of, it was my home. So the dude that I was staying at when I caught the case out there, I was staying at his place for like a couple of weeks. And he was like, yo, man, if you need to get around, you could use, my fixie. And he hardly used the bike. Like, I don't ever really use it, man. I don't actually like riding a fixie. This girl bought it for me. And it was such a nice bike. He probably rode it like 10 times. All white, sexy. I was using it more than he was. So when he went on vacation and I was using it, when I lost it, I was like, or when I forgot, I'm like, oh my God. The whole, like, I was substitute teaching for him. And all the money that he gave me to do it for, like, that would have been the price of his fucking bike. So I was like, oh man, if I lose this bike, yo, I'm out my ass. But yo, they're so honorable. Yo, I lost my phone like 3 times in Taiwan and I came back and they were always in the same spot, just sitting right there. Brand new iPhones. I'm like, yo, these guys, they have a lost and found.
Where in Taiwan is this?
This is in Taipei.
Wow.
In their main city. And like they have a lost and found site on their police webpage. And people will bring all these things to the lost and found, like half-drinking alcohol bottles.
Oh, wow.
Like all these things. Like I see people bring umbrellas. Like I went through, like when I lost one phone, it was, I went through and I'm just seeing all these different random items that people are bringing back. I'm like, yo, just leave that shit in the street. Like, why are you bringing back like Tupperware containers?
Half a scarf.
Yo, but they're mad honorable in Taiwan, I must say.
That's crazy.
Wasn't there a bike theft epidemic in Toronto years ago? I remember they found like a warehouse or something. There was like
there has to be.
There was like a crazy amount of bikes, and it was like
millions of bikes.
Yeah,
or not millions, but they said like
$millions worth of bike. It was like had been stolen, and these
bro.
were just this group of people that were doing it, and they were stashed them, and they were, I guess, selling them or doing whatever. And it was like this might have been like what, maybe like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, straight bike pirates. And
yeah. It was like going crazy.
They
People
take
like
a whole bunch and Frankenstein them.
There's 3 types of people that I see when I ride bikes. The one guy the one people that's like, oh, cool, big BMX, that's cool. Second is, oh man, he's playing some dope music, good vibes, Third is, I can't wait till you get off that fucking bike so I can steal your motherfucking shit, bro. Those are the 3 people that I see when I ride the bike.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, boy, there's some people like, as soon as I like get over and I'm just like trying to stretch my legs and I'm going to drink a bottle of water, I know my surroundings obviously, but like it's different when you're like on Lakeshore on the boardwalk getting off the bike, and then as opposed to like like anywhere on Yonge Street in between Queen and Bloor, like, because as soon as I get off that bike I just feel heat, like people are like watching, because on Yonge and Dundas we always know the guys that are stealing bikes because they're riding bikes really well and they're not even looking in front. You know what I'm saying? Like they're always just like sidewinder, right? But they know where they're going, right? And they're on some like 1978 Italian fucking Tour de France bike that they just bucked. I don't know where they got it from, and they're wearing enough fucking bags on them made by DeWalt, so they have like a fucking buzzsaw.
Like, cut your lock.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, this guy's like a fucking 100-pound soaking wet, bro. It's fucking, I don't know what his choice of drug is, but I mean, he's mad skinny. And he's leaning back, like, because he's got the fucking, I know he's got the chain cutter, the bolt cutter, all that shit in the bag.
Yo. So was after getting so many bikes stolen from me, I got mad one summer. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to be on the other end of this bike. I went to Home Hardware, bought a big-ass fucking bike cutter or a chain cutter. And like I'd ride around in this like bro, it was just like popping out of my fucking back. I was like, I'm gonna fucking find a bike, man. Fuck this shit. And I would ride like I had this one shitty bike. And I remember like I'm never gonna ride this shitty bike again. I'm gonna get a good bike.
It's your dirty gun, your throwaway.
Just throw away. So I went to Church Street, and I don't know. I was like, for some reason, I feel like there's a lot of like nice bikes on Church Street, and lo and behold, there's so many nice bikes on Church Street. I remember there's this one chain. I'm like, can I cut through this one? This one looks pretty heavy. I'm like, fuck it. And I'm just like, normally it's supposed to be one snap. I'm sitting here scissoring. I'm gonna get through it, just dot. Bro, I was like, I had one side on the floor, one side on the top. I'm just like, dude, I spent like a good 15 minutes just trying to like hack at this thing. That's, you're not supposed to spend that much time.
No.
I was like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I want this one. Of course, I got it, but then stolen back from me. Like, someone stole it right back, man. The worst. But yeah, walking around with bike cutters, like, come on, man.
That's fun.
No, remember when I lost my, I don't know if you were there working at the mess at the time. I lost my keys to my lock.
Yes.
So I had to remember we had to like break mine in the front. Like the police came. They're like, "Hey,
What, are you guys? You guys have the owner of this bike?
I'm like, hey man, you think I'd be doing this in broad daylight on Queen Street? Like, of course it's my bike, man." So many bike stories, bro. That's the funny thing.
Fucking crazy, bro. I seen a meme the other day. It's like, are there more wheels or doors?
More wheels or doors?
Oh,
Take that in. That fucking show was like, what?
There's
Like,
more
really,
wheels.
So
There has to be more
weird
wheels.
question, but it actually
There's
makes
more
you
wheels.
think.
Makes you like, what? It makes you like,
Probably
what?
wheels.
Because like a trucker, they'll have multiple wheels to their two doors.
But then there's apartment buildings,
Apartment
Their doors.
buildings is like with
Ooh,
the
I
vending
thought you were just
machine
talking
door.
cars now, okay.
There can be like
Oh, okay. So now we're going there. We're going outside of automobiles. So if
all
there's
types
wheels,
of doors. Wheels
So-
could be all types of wheels, right? Bike wheels. Would like a pulley, would that be considered a wheel?
Even cabinets have wheels, fam.
Cabinets have wheels.
Doors have wheels.
That is like-
wheels.
But do wheels have doors?
Ooh.
Wheels don't have doors.
That's where.
That's
makes
So
sense.
wheels might win. Because wheels also have wheelies. I don't know. So that's double down on the wheel.
I think wheels takes that one.
Those are one of those,
Right?
everyone's
like-
sitting at the barber shop, like, yo, take this in, fam. You ever think about it? What is more in this world? That's one of those existential questions. Oh, no, I never thought of that.
That could, you fuck up a whole room. You just ask that question and leave.
Oh, man.
Just ask everybody, what do you think? Is more wheels or doors? And just
Yeah.
dip. And everybody's gonna be like, think about it for a second.
Like,
It's
yo,
gonna go through their
that-
head,
Dip
like,
is
yo,
still gonna be going on.
Yo, what's faster? Just now or soon come? That's the one that always gonna be, yo, no.
Oh man.
Bathurst Station patties or Warden Station patties? Yo, they're the same thing.
Oh man.
Black Michael Jackson, white Michael Jackson. No, Michael Jackson. What was the craziest debate you've heard ever at a
Barbershop?
barber
Always
shop?
about ball, bro. It's always
It's
about
always a
basketball.
ball one? Like
And it always
LeBron,
turns
So-
into a
Kobe,
scrap.
Michael?
I was in a barbershop coincidentally when Kanye 50 was doing and that like was,
Everyone was pro 50 at the time. Though,
that one
right?
was crazy. But there was a 1-2 Kanye, and it was just, yeah, like we would, when the albums dropped, we
Yeah.
would play the albums back to back and the Lupe Fiasco album around that time.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
And that would be like our fucking, at least once a day, all the albums, like it could be mixed match, whatever, and then some like conscious reggae because it was a Rasta shop. But yeah, that was the debate for sure, 1000% for me. That and who's the best boxer. For whatever
Boxer,
reason,
yeah.
everybody was like, because it was funny. It was in Tallahassee, Florida, but the majority of the barbers that cut hair at this barbershop were from
Latino?
South Florida. But they all just ended up, some were for school, this and that. I was there for 2 weeks, stepped in the barbershop, and I was like, I felt an energy where I was like, oh shit, I kind of want to cut here.
Yeah.
And then I asked the dude, and he was like, "Yo, I'll give you a day." I cut there, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you can cut here, just no hamburgers."
No,
You know, he didn't like. He's like, "I don't like the smell of the flesh." Like I was like,
like straight Ital
"Yeah,
barber?
straight Ital barbershop. You have to eat your burgers outside." Anything like that, yeah.
Jeez.
You can eat chicken in there just because he's like, yeah, because it smells, you know, I could deal with it, but I could smell hamburger.
Damn.
You know, like he has,
There's something about the smell of like a charred, seared hamburger. Like you ever go into
Johnny's.
Johnny's, or any of those places? Like there's a spot I just went to, BFF,
Apache.
and like you could smell the iron burning from the blood, from the meat, and it's just so thick. There's times I'm like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But then after when you leave, you're like full from
On
all
your
the
clothes,
shit, you're just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know.
oh, I don't want the smell of burgers anymore. Get off me, grease. But yo, there's nothing like the smell of when you're hungry of grade A beef, man.
Okay. It's a 420 setting. You've eaten edibles. You're fucking starving. All you want is a burger. Where are you going?
Rudy's Burger.
Rudy's?
Rudy Burger. 100%. Just because they've never failed me. And even if they did fail me, it was still better than all the other places at their best. And when I'm saying they failed me, it's just because, I don't know, the fry portions weren't as big as the last time. Or,
Yeah.
you know, this one was a bit more slop. I don't know. I should have got the double patty instead of the single. It was really not their fault. You know what I mean? But it's just so simple, straightforward, proper, consistent.
I have to agree with you. Another burger though is Aunt Lucy. That's never failed me though. I'll just say that. But it's a different type of burger.
I feel on Lucy, I just had it again the other day, and I always feel that you need to get the double patty on that one. The single patty is not enough.
Oh, I always, well, you know me. I always
Yeah.
get the. I
The single
double it.
patty is just a lot of all the other stuff.
Yeah.
You just need that extra beef in there. Beef it up.
But you know what's an honorable mention? The Bobby Valentino at at Rudy's as well. It's their chicken sandwich, but it kind of doesn't really get mentioned because obviously the burger is their main attraction. But they have it's a sandwich called the Valentino.
Yeah.
But Norm one day just went in there and just called it the Bobby Valentino.
I'm like, whoa, slow down.
So since then we would call it in and they know it's us. We'd be like, yeah, can I get a Rudy burger and a Bobby Valentino? Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, no, it's an honorable mention chicken sandwich. You know, I don't think it's rocket science, but for whatever reason, it always tastes good to me.
It's all this with burgers. It's just about consistency.
Yeah.
Because a burger is a burger.
Yeah, burgers all
but
the same
like,
to me, man.
You know, just
Really?
like
I'm not really a burger guy like that.
I'll fuck with a burger, but it's got to be there. Like, there's a few places like, you know, like you said, Rudy's. I haven't been there, but like I can say like when I go to the Five Guys on Warden, they always seem to taste exactly the same every single time I
I
go,
was
and
gonna
that's
say
why I
Five
can
Guys
go
too,
there.
you know.
But
I
see,
didn't want to go mainstream like that.
No, but
Well,
that's
no, I
still
fuck with
delicious.
Five
Five Guys,
good burger.
they make good burgers, and it's like just, you know, like you pay a lot, but you get the burger, it's consistent every single
Every time.
because like certain places might do it like terribly.
see, yeah, and then you got the smash burger, you got a grilled burger, a flat top burger, a charbroiled burger. You have guys that use specific cuts of beef, guys that roll it up fresh on the spot, guys that have them from frozen, you know, with the mixed breadcrumbs. There's so many different types of
Mhm.
ways to get your burger done, but for me, the best is Rudy's does that. They pretty much grab a hunk of meat right out of like this big vat of ground beef that they've grounded themselves.
Mm.
Roll up a quick ball. They literally take their laser temperature gun, find the hottest point on the flat top, drop it on that, and smash it real quick. And then like they slightly chop it up, almost like a chopped cheese,
Mm.
but they get the nice sear on one side,
So it sticks together.
Mhm.
so it sticks together. But then you get these nice crispy bits.
Brown in.
Yo, it's so proper, man. That's why, and when it's cooking in its own rendered fat, as opposed to like it being burnt off and then the flames burning off and giving it that smokiness, which I don't mind either. I actually enjoy that. There's something about that crisped, flat top burger crust that's just Woo! That's the shit that get me going.
That's
Cheese melted over top. Ooh,
Mm.
that's it.
When
That's
done
nice.
right, the burger is top tier.
Mm.
The top tier food item that you could, for anything. You want to serve a burger,
diner things.
most people are gonna fuck with it,
Yeah.
especially if it's a good, properly done burger.
My biggest fear is that like the generations to come out may not be able to experience like the diner experience. Like the sit down late nights, like
Is
I-
like are the OG 24-hour diners, are they still open 24 hours, or
I
did
never
they have
really
to close
experienced
because of
that.
COVID?
Yeah,
Unless it's like Markham Station.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about,
Markham
Markham
yeah,
Station,
that's a
Station.
diner.
Or Perfect, bro.
Markham Station.
Perfect, I don't think
consider
we'll-
Perfect one
Bro,
of those.
Perfect is gonna stay open even during the apocalypse.
Yo,
There's
for
still gonna be
real,
a-
bro.
and there's
Zombies.
For real,
It's gonna
bro.
taste exactly the same.
Zombies are gonna be
Nothing's
like, I can
change
eat this
in
guy,
Perfect.
but Perfect is open.
I promise you, Perfect will stay open forever, bro. They don't close for nothing.
Zombies go to Perfect and
Have
Standing in line.
and the thing is like, have you ever been in Perfect and they were changing the lights? Have you ever been in, you don't see that type of stuff. It's just like go and it doesn't close,
I've
right?
seen them one time vacuum.
Yeah?
In the one room.
I lied.
That's crazy.
On the
That's
left
crazy.
side,
Okay, so it's real then. It's real then. Because I always wondered, I'm like, yo, I've been here enough times during different times of the day. I've been here, 4 in the morning. I've been there in the afternoon, regular
yeah.
dinner time. Never once have I ever seen anything like outside of just serving food and cooking food
Yeah,
being
yeah,
done
yeah.
in there. But yeah, I promise you, they're gonna stay open during the apocalypse.
It's
So
one of those places that like, so in downtown Miami, on the corner, there's a place called Manolo's. It's like a Cuban coffee spot. You can get it 22 hours out of the day. And the fucked up part is like the 22 hours would be, so the 2 hours they take off is like between like 4 and 5. They'll pick, if it's not too busy, like it's either 4 or 5 or 5 and 6. But
AM.
yeah.
Okay.
But the fucked up part is that's when like shit's cracking. So like,
Yeah.
but they'll let you chill. So, but mind you, they'll take the mats, they spray off the mat, high pressure, They just kind of have to do a flip because it's a small ass place, but they pump mad food, Cuban sandwiches, pressed, all that shit. But you can get the cafecito, and that's the Cuban crack, bro. Like you fucking, it's either cocaine or Cuban coffee you're on straight up. Like if you're staying up and you could see it in the eyes, you're like, oh man, you took a whole shot of that Cuban, that cafecito. I already know.
those are always the best food spots, though. Because again, we talk about consistency, right?
Yeah.
Perfect has been pretty consistent for like 30 years. They've just been, so when you find those spots, like that spot's probably been there forever that you're just talking
yeah.
about, right? Probably still going today. And
I
just,
think it's in the movie Scarface. I think
No
it's,
way.
yeah.
oh, it's the place where he was working. Is it like a truck?
It's
or
one
is
of
it-
those styles,
Okay.
like on a corner. You know what I mean? Like it's classic. It's got the stools. You could just use literally. You walk up. You can have the coffee at the thing. People are coming from the bus. It's coming from Bayside. It's literally like a. We had a studio in the corner. Po' Boy Records had the 10th floor. Fucking. Damn, a lot of like EDM guys were making music out of there. Drop, who was Fat Joe's engineer, he had a studio in there. I heard Lean Back before they brought it to Khaled's studio, like Bear. I heard it like way before. I was like, yo, this is a banger. I was like, who's ever on the key? I didn't really know Scott Storch like that back then. I knew of him because of the Roots correlation, but like when I heard the crack, you know what I'm saying? Like he was doing his ad lib, I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy. Like it's gonna be a big tune, dog. And to be quite honest, he had that song and Terror Squad literally migrated from New York to Miami, and it was just like they came with music. Like kind of like what Drake did. Like when Drake came to Miami, he came with music and he fucked us up. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just like, yo, this is our fucking anthem now. Like or like I can close my eyes and I could just picture so many moments where I just hear, I know way too many people here right now and that weren't here last year. That song,
Yo.
bro, man, when that song came out and he was there, he was in Miami, it was just something different.
At that time, like Miami was most popping though, no? Like amongst as far as music goes, and especially hip hop, because
Yeah,
I know
Ace
Wayne
Hood.
was living out there and Cash Money was based in
Yeah.
Miami, and then you're saying now Drake was because he was popping in Miami, and you had Fat Joe came out with Lean Back, and Khaled started popping around the same time. So then he was bringing everything
Cool
in.
and Dre.
Pitbull, like that's a huge time for Miami. It's crazy because a lot of the artists aren't even from Miami. They just go there because it was so popping that they knew they could get it up. And I might be wrong, but would that be like kind of the transition into the more strip club era of music?
I think like
as far as the world goes, because
like Trick Daddy's era, like that was like if you came off the plane, you had to come check in type era. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the tarmac, like they'll be like, "What you doing here?" Or like, "How are you doing here?" You know, like so. And then it transitioned to like a real thing where like guys were literally coming from other cities, like you said, coming setting up. Like the P game was always in Miami, but like I just noticed a lot more fucking P's were just popping up, you know what I'm saying? St. Louis boys, you know what I'm saying? Like places where like, like, because they just knew the women were coming in. We were outnumbered. It was like 8-1, like crazy shit like that.
Snowbirds, man.
But,
coming down south, there's so many.
But it was a thing where like, yeah, like people were coming, setting up shop, in and out, getting some money, and then the music thing was like, after Katrina, it really just kind of pushed Weezy to just be like, yo, we got to set up shop down there. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much took over Hit Factory.
Yeah.
And it was him, and then T-Pain took over the right side, and then Timberland was like all over the place in there. And that was like pretty much the energy you would always get if you showed up at the Hit Factory. It would be that. Oh, and then Chris Brown would be in and out.
So I'm saying, like, I feel like people don't recognize that side of Miami as far as not even the music side, but the industry side of Miami. We always hear about LA. But when I really think back, because I knew about Wayne being in Miami, and then I think about all the lists of artists that, especially during that like early, like 2010s, you know what I mean? Late 2000s, it was like a lot of artists were just
Miami.
from wherever they're from, going straight to Miami and just popping there. And you never really heard about LA.
That's very true, man. There was, well, I feel for the East Coast at least, because it was closer. That was like the destination for nice weather.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was in the eastern hemisphere of North America. So New York always went there. Obviously, it was just down south from Georgia, Toronto. Ontarians go there like it's nothing.
Facts.
Yeah, it's a
flight tickets are so cheap to go to Florida because it's like that's where we go when we want to go on a cheap
They
vacation.
send a lot of flights there, so
So I guess it was just one of those things. It was bound to happen. I'm just surprised that it died down. You'd think it's still,
it's nicer than LA. I don't know why. I feel like it's gonna change now because of what you can't go anywhere in LA, and people are getting robbed on like Hollywood Boulevard and Rodeo Drive. People are getting ran up on.
It's getting bad out there, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I think I seen the police chief or something like that was saying, don't come to, he's like, don't come to LA. We can't promise you're going to be safe because it's just too crazy here right now. And he's telling people that from outside because he knows a lot of people are going to travel to LA. And he's even saying, don't go because it's so, we can't control it right now. And I don't know what happened. I don't know why it causes, they must have passed some law or took out some law. And this is the result of it because people are going to stop going, right? All the businesses are going to want to go there. I feel like Miami's the next destination. Why not?
Yeah.
I would rather my office be in Miami than LA. Especially if it's a music business or something like that and you have that chance, there's still an industry there.
Well, yeah, the good
Isn't
part.
Austin making a push? Like Texas is making
Yeah,
a
I
push?
feel like
Austin's a good hub. Would be a good hub too.
Is weed legal there?
In Austin, I'm not sure.
I don't
Good
think it is,
question.
right?
I think Texas has weed legal. Like they wouldn't turn that.
I swear Florida is not legal right
No, but
now. Like you can't just go out and smoke.
It's decriminalized, right? So
it's
you can have,
I mean, I'll be honest. Like
half
we've been
ounce.
blowing on the block from
Yeah,
time,
no, for
but
sure. But you can't go on like a main. You can't go to Universal Studios and just. burning.
yeah, no, I don't. I think it's Disney, anti-Disney, right now. I don't think
you
you
can't
can.
even smoke cigarettes.
Yeah,
Oh, for real.
It used to be like there was like this one spot, like kind of like the airport.
designated areas, yeah.
But like, I mean, you had to be prepared. Come out with some like you'd have to use a whole can of Axe, and I'm talking like I don't really use Axe, but I'm saying like you'd have just to get the fucking smell off you because everyone's packed in one spot blowing cigarettes, and it's just fucking you come out smelling like a ashtray, bro.
Oh, I seen those in when I was in Portugal, in the mall. They have like these glass boxes, basically,
Yeah,
that are just have like air going through them, and people will go in there to smoke cigarettes.
yep.
A lot of people smoke bogeys, I guess, so they need to have places. You can't smoke in the main area, but it's literally right in the mall. You just open the door, go in, smoke your cigarette, and come out, and you can go back into the mall.
Yeah, I seen that in airports. Like,
Yeah.
somewhere in Austria or something.
That's
Passing
crazy.
through, you just walk in and you just hear it. You open the door like a fucking phone booth and close it, and then it just gets silent. And
I think in
Yeah, it's just
smoke,
like
you just
the air is
watch the
getting
air just get sucked right out.
circulated.
You're like, oh man. So I'm like, man, if I had a fucking spliff right now, I'd totally smoke this in here. Crazy.
roll on. Just have it fucking.
Roll-ups. Yo, dude, do you have? I want to roll one right now. I want for the ride, man. That's hilarious.
Backward with a backward at the end.
The backwood on the end.
Yo, no, that's
I mean,
crazy.
at the start. My bad. Roll on with a backward on the start.
A roll on with the backwood.
I did it the other day, low key.
No, you didn't.
I did.
What the fuck? Yo, that filter must have been black, bro. Like, yo, sometimes whenever I put, the styrofoam filters or whatever those like the same ones that they use in cigarettes.
Yeah,
Like
you could buy them.
you could buy them.
Yeah.
But then I used to put them in the end of my blunts. But then I would see how much tar it would collect. And it would also like affect the tump. I want the tump. And it was like, man, it's softening the tump. It was like a
You're right,
silencer. For the ooh-wop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, nah, man. But then
Everybody knows
aside from
exactly
that,
what you're talking
you know
about,
what I
too.
mean? But aside from that, like just looking at how much like tar was collecting, I was like, oh, man, I don't want an indicator. I don't want to know. Like, get out of here. I know, but I don't want to know.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I need the tump. So nah.
Yo, but there's like two types of smokers, like the ones that just hit it, and you won't see no smoke nowhere, like until they exhale, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the other smokers where they go, and then they'll let the smoke go out and they chase it.
Yeah.
They'll
The
go,
chasers.
like the ghost smoker,
Yeah.
like fucking.
There's also those one guys that they'll like that first initial toke. A lot will come out off that first pull, and then they'll take a next pull, and I'm like, smoke away.
Yo, that's a good pull.
Good pull right there, dog. Back when it was the struggle times, when there was like 7-8 people on one bunt, you're like, yo, that's how. If you compile that, that's like a whole round, bro.
Those are the days, yo, yo, those days, the bag,
Yeah,
getting the weed in the bags.
Oh shit!
It's luxury now, man. It's luxury now. Yo, if you would have told me 20 years ago weed would be given to me in a Mylar fucking resealable.
It's like medical fucking containers.
Bro, I took a snub nose and shot at one bag, bro, and it was bulletproof.
Isn't it a waste, bro? It's a waste of like
I mean,
material, bro.
they're starting to get better with them. When they first came out, it was super bad. But now I feel like they're starting, because a lot of the packaging I'm seeing is glass, or like it's less plastic. Like the more expensive ones, those ones, the quality ones, they'll use like the glass containers, but the plastic ones is.
They need to make it so the container, you could smoke the container. You know how they have like soup bread bowls?
Bro.
Like soup bread bowls from Panera Bread? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, this container, it's biodegradable? No, it's re-smoke. You can fucking put it in your grinder and
Bro, you got a patent that you can like soak it in water or something, and it just turns,
and it fucking fluffs up. Pause.
No,
break it down. Like
when you put it in water, it forms into a backwood.
It's like those small like napkins, those like circle napkins. You add water.
I see the most fucked up shit. in life, bro. This guy made a hood fucking back, like a prison backwood. It was coffee grind,
No.
like instant coffee, with a paper towel marinated in it.
Oh my god.
Like the fucking the the bathroom brown paper towels.
Yeah.
And then the way it dried, it just looked like a fucking like a full tobacco leaf. And then he crunched it up and everything. So like when he unravels it,
Oh my
Yo.
god.
I was like, no.
And he smoked it?
No, I didn't see him smoking, but he's
Oh.
just like, backwood DIY hack. It was like, and it was made like a TikTok tutorial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it had like the dinky music in the background with the flutes. It was so stupid.
What's
but
the
I'm like,
craziest shit you guys have ever smoked? I mean, I've done some MacGyver shit. Like,
Hold on. First of all, you guys see the fucking grabba the government's selling now?
yes,
It's like
There's government grabba?
with the
No,
resealable.
wait.
Yeah.
it comes with the case, the fucking Canada label and everything, and it says Jamaican grabba or something like that.
Tobacco. Something
Or
tobacco. leaf.
Jamaican tobacco.
Yeah.
leaf.
Is it red? Is
But
it like
says grab a leaf? Sorry, it says grab a leaf on the front. And I
really?
I,
Is it
I was
frontal?
curious, so I bought it to see. I'm like, because the guy by the shop, he was like, oh yeah, we have fucking thing now, right? We have grabba. I'm like, you don't have real grabba. Come on, Bradesh, bro. You don't have real. That's his name, Bradesh, dog. I'm like, you don't have real grabba. He's like, yeah, man. Look. So I bought it. Yo, it looked exactly like a backwood, bro. It was just like a plain backwood. You have to
What does it smell
unravel
like?
it like a
Smells like
backwood.
regular
It smells
grabba.
like a backwood with no flavor.
Yeah, so it's probably frontal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a
either
big-
way? It wasn't real grabba. That's and on the label it says, yo, you gotta see the label. It's fucked. It's just crazy how they did that.
So that
They even
means
named it like grabba leaf.
so they can sell tobacco now at dispensaries?
I got this
'cause-
from a smoke shop.
Also smoke
Yeah.
shop. Okay. But
The
government,
convenience, but it's government. Yeah.
that's weird.
And I seen them like, damn.
Because they're not even allowed to, because if it's tobacco, that it has to be regular. Like in the same way Backwoods has the gray packs now, like you can't really promote.
Yeah. Word.
So that's
word.
probably it.
It looks like that. It looks like that too. That type of
That's
packaging
weird.
in like a bag.
Yeah. And
But
it
then
has
it-
the government seal that the.
Yeah.
But it wasn't hot. It wasn't.
No, it
hot?
was like a plain backwood.
Okay, it's weird.
It was weird, bro.
That's
In my head,
weird.
I'm just like, who approved this, bro? Who up there approved this to make it stay? You know? I'm just like, damn, they're really trying to
They're all.
bank off the culture, bro. You
They
know-
were
you
all
know
in
what
a
I mean?
sitting in a circle smoking papers,
Yeah.
and one guy was just like, "Grabba!" The guy was like, "Grabba! Holy shit! Let's fucking sell grabba."
Yo, you ever take cigarette foil, and then like with the little paper on the one side, and just take a lighter to it, and then it would. Now that I think about it, fuck, I was heating up the glue so that it would separate the paper from the foil, and then I'd rip that off when I didn't have papers,
Oh, wow.
and then it was like a perfectly thin sheet of paper that was just lining the inner foil of the cigarette foil in the package, and then
Oh,
we'd
wow.
roll that shit up. But then there came a point where it was so glued on to the foil that it wouldn't separate when you hit it with the lighter.
Oh
then-
shit!
But I knew people that would like take back when Belmonts were the cheap smokes to smoke. People were smoking them just because they were cheap. They were like they were like nicer Pall Malls or something. But like they would save the foil and like put it on their binders and shit. Like have a whole binder covered in Belmont cigarette foil. but then that little thin sheet is what we would roll with. So that was like the weirdest thing I
That's
would smoke.
crazy.
Because I didn't like the idea of smoking. People be like, "Yo, let's smoke a page out the Bible."
I was
Like,
going to say that.
Oh,
I
so-
seen
I
I don't
Yeah.
want to
that.
smoke
I seen
ink,
someone
man.
do
Like,
that,
Can't be
man.
doing
gross,
that.
I smoked
Yeah.
so many Bible joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Morally, it felt wrong.
No, I don't.
fuck man. I like
You gotta
growing.
read it first before you
Well, no, I like-
read it first, bro.
It's
That's
crazy.
good,
My
yeah,
homeboy
yeah.
used to just rip a sheet out. He would rip a sheet out, put water on it, kind of crumple it up, and then he'd open it up, and then we'd have like a 45-minute drive to school because we were either busting to the school that we were going to or whatever driving. One of my homies finally got a whip, and he had a 4Runner. We all just piled in that shit. And fucking, we would just smoke Bible paper joints all the way to school.
They say it's the next best thing to papers. If you don't have papers, Bible papers.
I'm not gonna lie.
Most similar to it.
That's
So
It's very.
I've heard that
similar.
before. Like it's pretty common for people to smoke the Bible papers.
I
You
know.
guys-
I know. In jail, that's bro. You see
Yeah,
half,
see,
half the books
exactly.
are ripped. Like,
Well, the first 2 pages are always blank. So
Oh,
like,
true.
I'll smoke maybe the first 2 pages, but some of them have like that silver or gold lining on the edge of the paper. So like when it's closed, you see like that gold sheen.
shimmer, yeah.
So you gotta cut off that piece.
No, but I knew this kid, and he was such a cheap ass in college. He would just be like, "Yo, bro, like that's the fucking weed. You want to try it?" And I'm like, I look at him like, "Yeah, whatever." You know, like I used to sell him some yay, and and he'd always have a fucking empty soda can everywhere. And he'd be like, "Yeah, fucking just grab this," and he'd grab it, take his knife out, ting, 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 stab the side, make it kind of like a arc, like a canoe.
Yeah. Fold it in.
Yeah, and then put his weed there, and then just fucking
Jeez.
hit it like that, like a real fucking crackhead. And I'm like, no, man, that's all that aluminum shit. Like, I'm straight. But he's the first one to show me the gravity bongs in the bathtubs
No way.
or in the big buckets, you know. And in the States, we got 3 liters of sodas. So you cut the bottom of a 3 liter. That's just like half the fucking bucket.
Yeah.
And they would just fucking do gravity bong hits, like pull up the smoke, fucking hit them. I would never. I'd be like, man, y'all are crazy.
Too much.
I've done the apple with the aluminum.
Oh yeah, Apple for sure.
The water bottle bong or the
Yeah.
Gatorade bottle
Water
is the
bottle
best
bong.
for that.
Yo, the first
And the
time
door
I seen a
stopper?
dab, oh man.
A dab?
When I seen someone do a dab
Oh.
in LA,
Oh yeah, that's
that's the first time I seen someone do a dab, and then I hit it. Oh my god, bro! It's like
Instant sweats.
it's like one whole blunt to your face in one shot.
Yeah, bro. I almost died at the spot taking a dab. I had to I had to sit there for like
Yeah.
4 hours after that because I was so fucking fried, bro. I
No,
was
it's
just like-
serious, man. It's fucking serious. The first time I got into dabs when around the time I met Norm.
Mm.
I came up to meet Norm, and I had the pens,
Mm.
the portable pens.
Yeah.
And this is when there was like different versions of concentrates. When there was like the butter and the wax, fucking
Shatter.
just so many of them. Even for me, when you pull that shit out, I'm like, man, I see motherfuckers doing that at home, but I was like, nah, I stick to my blunts. But you still have them just loose, like ready to sprinkle into your blunts. I'm like, this is
Yeah,
strength,
because we were coming back from Cali with it, and no one on the East had it yet. And my boy was trying to figure out how to make it, but so many fucking Breaking Bad moments, bro. Like he was just like,
Oh man.
my boy P would be like, "Yo, fuck, don't come to the trap, don't come." And I'd be like, "Okay." Oh, fuck, man. But yo, we knew that was the future. But there was one moment where I hit it, and I couldn't stop coughing for literally like 2 hours, bro. And I promised myself that's why I was like, no, I can't do it. I got scared. I've never been in a moment where I was out of control high. Every time I'm high, I'm in control. That's why I do it. You know, like.
That's when you get the bad butane batch.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because we weren't, bro. We were just, you already know, we were just fucking. Put butane here next to weed. Bro,
I never
I'm
liked
just-
the idea of that.
Yo, I ate the Big Boss edible the other day.
Yo, I'm on it right now. Fuck right now. Bro. That's why I apologize if my energy is low today. Last
Yo.
night I had the little dinky cookies, bro.
Yo, Norm, dog.
I'm still fried off that shit right now,
It's
bro.
too much.
It's too strong.
It's too much.
Shout outs to Big Boss, but goddamn.
Yo, that shit was
Oh, which one? You had the gummy?
the
Or-
gummy one from the show.
Yo, who
I was
told
gone.
me?
How many
bro.
milligrams are in those?
I think it's 250, bro.
Not what they say. It's stronger than
No,
what they say.
but I'm saying 250 is already a lot.
That's already a lot. But
It's one of those
more,
like
man.
starting at 250.
Yeah, at minimum.
Bro, I
I'm
was
climbing
having like
250.
It was
Could
like
be more.
it was like a psychedelic trip I was having, bro.
Bro,
I was
it's
like, what is
strong,
going on?
man.
I was like, bro, I needed it to go away. It was one of those, like, yo, go away,
Just
man.
go
it won't go
away,
until you
go
shit it out, man.
That's how dabs make me feel, bro.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first, it was just like so. You just didn't want to be high anymore. Like I wanted to just go home, but I was just so fried. I'm like, I can't go anywhere right now. And
yeah.
you're uncomfortable and shit. And that's
After I hit dabs, I always get the wah-wahs. Like I hit it, I'm like, I cough my brain out, and I just get the
certain and edibles too. Certain edibles
I
can
was
do that.
thinking
Like you
about
feel
shit like elementary
yeah.
school shit, like all the houses
That's
I've been
what-
in and shit. I was thinking about shit I would have never thought of, bro. I was like, I'm thinking about Alex and Monica and like all these people from elementary, bro.
You've unlocked different memories.
But then, it had me thinking like, damn, my son hasn't been in a lot of houses. Like kids nowadays don't get to feel that
move
shit.
around. Yeah.
Like be in different people's houses and just chilling, whatever, watching, taking in their culture and shit.
See, that's a different level.
I'm tripping. I started tripping. I'm like, damn, this guy hasn't been in a lot of people's houses, except like the back and forth from,
Started thinking about random shit. When was the last time I went mini golfing?
yeah.
Yeah, I just went the other day. Mini putting was so fun, yo.
Where'd you go?
Party putt on Duncan and
Glow in the
Emily.
dark.
Yeah.
It's some glow in the dark, but it's like it's a small tiny space, like twice the size. Yo, it's small.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 3 of these. It's got a little bar section, and then all these small little joints that you can get in like 2-3 strokes. But they're set up really nicely. Like they're all Instagrammable.
All
Nice little date
Instagrammable.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
jokes.
alright though. But I want to go to ranges, like the ones where you can
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
smash golf balls as far as you can. That shit looks so fun.
Y'all play
man.
golf?
I want to.
My driving game is consistent 300. I'll crank it.
Say
Fucking, I look like
word,
Happy Gilmore out there.
say.
But my short game, I'm shit. I don't know how to putt. I can't get that. Like, I don't know. I'm not good with that pressure or whatever the fuck. Like, it's so close or it's not so close, and I'm like,
It's
that
a
gauge.
a good sport,
Yeah.
It's like what I find with golf is because you have to, it's all on you. There's nobody else when you're playing, so like you're just there like playing by yourself, and you have to focus in all by yourself.
mhm.
And you can, cause every time I'm when I go, I'll see people just playing by themselves.
You play tennis?
I used to
You used to.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
I did like not too crazy, like did some lessons in here and there, but
Enough times guys who appreciate golf play tennis.
so people like I was always told play tennis because I'm lanky.
Yeah.
Like you have the perfect body to play tennis. You're not too big and you're super long, but I just never picked it up. But it's those is that same thing, though. Same type of mentality I feel like with tennis is like golf. You have to just all on you. You have to come up with your own strategies and make it work because you don't have a team member.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
nobody that you can say, okay, in tennis, if you're doing doubles, you can say, all right, this person's serve is really good. So I know off the serve where the ball might land back to me. Right?
I played tennis till it was like shit or get off the pot. Like one of those like, where your parents are like, well, listen, you're either gonna go pro and you're gonna eat shit, sleep this shit, or you play with your friends whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? Or you play ball, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm play ball. I'm saying that's where the girls are at. I chose ball over tennis. I'd rather get the mid-rangers. Yo, from young, so like, I feel like every generation has like a different style of ball play. You know what I'm saying? Like so from young, I would always see like guys that attack the net, go straight at the fucking hoop.
Yeah, big
Or
man. It was a big man game before.
Or attack, get the double team, dish out, right? I feel like mine, like what I would see a lot, or what I would like really focus on was mid-range jumpers. I would always see like players come up, boom, hit the mid-range. I'm like, yo, like it's such a safe game to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not inviting contact all the time going to the rack. And it's like cash money, bro. Like mid-range jumpers, you've seen guys in the NBA prolong their whole career just hitting mid-ranges after a while. Ray Allen was like, yo,
Kobe, man.
yeah, Kobe.
Mid-range.
I love watching a mid-range jump. Like, yo, people are like, oh, threes. And I'm like, nah.
Now it's all threes and all finesse.
I like the guy that takes like the 2 steps in from the 3.
But that's why DeRozan, man, he's like,
Yeah.
he's the last of the Mohicans, man.
Dirk
Dirk
cooked Miami with
Right.
with the mid range.
Dirk
Like,
put us
one
on a
step.
grill.
Yeah, like you just
Did 8 minutes on one side, 8 minutes on the other side.
remember like Rip Hamilton was eating
Yeah.
shit back when Detroit won. He was just exploiting that mid range.
Rip would live on the baseline.
Yeah.
And then he'd see the pick or the swap and then just go and
Running circles, running laps, just tiring motherfuckers, like just putting you through the gauntlet, running through these obstacle courses,
wherever Chauncey wasn't, he was on the out,
Yeah.
like, you know, like
and just stop that mid range. Pop. You're like, fuck. So easy to shoot from that point.
Iverson.
Iverson.
Killed the mid.
I
feel
only
like-
shoot mid ranges because it takes so much energy to shoot threes. It's too much strength. That jump shot. Oh, sorry, I think that went out.
If you can be a killer from the mid range, like you know, people. It's gonna be hard to guard you, and you're gonna drop so many points
Yeah.
from the mid range. Like
It's I'm not saying effortless, but I feel like you practice the mid range shot way more than you would any other shot. I mean, there's a lot of layup drills and things of that nature, but I mean, a lot of like drills are like from the wing in, you know, like
yeah.
so. But yeah, no, it's just interesting to see all the different types of drills that are like being used with the youth and like just the up and developmental leagues, and it's come a long way, man. You know, like
You ever play with a man who runs jail rules?
for sure.
That was the worst thing I ever did.
Jail rules all the time, but here's the fucked
Oh
up
my
part. When
God.
someone said jail rules, everyone went to different bings. So it's like,
see, the funny thing is only one guy out of all of us who actually played real jail ball.
yeah.
So he's coming out the bin like, yo, jail rules. We're all like, okay, cool, let's do it. Until you go up for a layup and you feel a little jab in your ribs, like, well,
Yeah, hold up, man.
like what was that? He's like, yo, that's how we play. I'm like, bro, come on.
Forearms and fucking it's like you're
Elbows,
playing
like-
Ambach, bro. Imagine
Yeah,
Ambach
oh
coming
my
at
God.
you, dribbling at the same time, like throwing knees, elbows. Bro, nothing's secure. But yeah, man, different rules. Yo, there's so many different types of games, bro. Like
Yo, I didn't know how to play fiddies. You know fiddies?
fiddies, I don't even know what that is.
You know fiddies? Yeah, see, I didn't know how to play it still.
Bro, I retired from ball, I think, when I was like 15, 16. I probably retired. So I haven't ran nothing since then.
Word.
What's fiddies?
Why did you retire?
I have no idea, bro. It's like an American, type of thing. Like American
Smoking weed.
up to 11, like
Oh.
different rules.
Smoking weed?
Stop.
Smoking.
That's what brought me to the retirement, you know?
Smoking weed got me playing more, actually.
And to be honest, like it was funny because like all my friends were ballers. So playing with them also used to piss me off because like I'm the worst out of all of them. So I'm hearing it the whole game.
Mm.
So eventually I'm just like, yo, bro,
I
you
was
know
gonna
what?
say, did you retire because you weren't good? Or
That's part of it too. That's part of it too. I just had no like, you know what I mean? I would just had no drive. I'm like, you know what? Nah, forget these guys. I'm not playing no more ball. I'm retired.
when I saw the how good guys were, I'm like, what's the point? I was like, I'll play just to have fun, but to try and
But
play,
it becomes not fun when everybody's like super good and the game gets kind of good. And then you go up for the shot.
you suck.
And this is like, everyone's like, well, why'd you take the shot? Then no man wants you to shoot after that. It's like not about fun anymore. Like it's about the win. It's like, fuck, man.
No one's passing you the ball anymore.
Yo.
You're like, rightfully so.
I used to have an OG. If he like a breakaway shot, he'd pull up. If it would be a park that he would be the first time, he'd miss the layup on purpose. He'd be like, okay, let's get that shit out the way. That shit might happen. And then just take it off the rim and go check up on the next thing. He's like, okay, just check up on top. He's like, oh, what was that? He's like, yo, I just missed the layup. I just want to show y'all like shit happens, you know? Like,
yeah.
but I was like, damn, I never seen it from like that perspective.
Yeah, when you love ball though, bro, even if it's just a running shit, bro, fuck, you know? Man's really try out here.
Yeah,
the runs
yeah,
I
yeah.
go to, everyone wants to win, bro. And it's all hoopers and shit. And we're like, you're right. It's like, why are we hooping? But fuck, it's like therapeutic still, you know?
It is.
There's a competitive nature.
Mhm.
Like, that even like I've got it more so now in my later years because I don't know, I discovered I had some form of athletic ability late in life. I was like, oh wait, could do this. You unlock something that you're like, oh shit, maybe I had this whole time. Never knew, never tried. But it's led to like a little bit of a competitive nature that I never had playing sports. I've played on teams and have won championships, but I was just more so happy to be on the team.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even care if I'm like, yes, I've made a team. What? Everyone must suck. But yeah, man. Team, there's something about that competitive nature that as much as I like it, sometimes when it gets too far and you're getting angry at people, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know.
oh, this is a dark.
That's pointless.
There's a
at that
darkness
point.
to it, the competitive
Yeah.
nature.
Depends. There's certain things you can be competitive, but if there's really nothing on the line,
Yeah.
there's no need,
No need to scrap.
to actually get mad about it
No
or
need to
scrap.
bro.
Bro, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst. I remember when we used to play at this church,
Oh, church leagues.
and
Yes.
at one point it wasn't even a league. It was
I
just
love
a church
stories
that
that
used
start
to
out like
allow
that.
us to go play. And I remember at one point it got so like hectic at the games that like people were getting robbed at the games. That the pastor of the church one time came in and he gave everybody, there was like probably like 30 or 40 people in the gym, and he made everybody get in a circle and hold hands, and he said a prayer before we started because a bunch of kids got their phone robbed. They got robbed.
Yeah.
They got robbed in the washroom, walking outside. And this is a church.
Mm.
So now they had to like, the pastors now wants to, and then even with the games, bro, the games used to get so intense. And I'm like, yo, this is literally not even a league. Like this is literally pickup ball where it's like, you don't even show up with like, how sometimes you go to pick up ball, you already have your team.
Yeah.
Nah, it's literally like, yo, 5 guys who just met each other are jumping on the court.
Oh,
And by
those
the
are
end of the
worst.
games, like people are fighting because it gets so intense. I'm like,
Even on the same team fighting. Like,
bro, because you don't know the
you
man,
don't know
right? So
them,
like
yeah.
he goes up, he
Yo,
misses
pass
a
me the
shot,
ball,
and you're
bro.
getting
There's been a lot of brawls though during ball.
It's
bro.
bro, it's so funny like just to think about it. Like there's nothing on the line until you start to fight. Then there's something on the line. Before that though, there was nothing to really get to fight about. Then when you start fighting, now it's like, okay, now it's a fight. It's not even about the ball game. We're fighting each other.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of fights on the court, for sure. Especially pickup ball. That's where I think people go there to fight. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man, my bitch at home, man, she fucking with me, dog. I'm finna go fight somebody at the courts. Like, man, we don't bring that shit here, man. Trust me. So many times, bro, like, I'll like dribble and I'll just hit contact and I'll be like, oh shit, this guy's playing with it on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, enough guys play with their shit, but like, there's like ill holsters. You know what I'm saying? You can get away with just having it on you. You know, like.
I'd be so afraid of that shit letting off while you're going for a layup. Like some freak accident where somebody's thumb accidentally pushes the safety up and pulls the trigger.
Were you reaching for my gun or my cock?
Trying to strip a ball.
Fucking Cheddar Bob incident. What's his name?
Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob. No. Who's that football player that shot himself too?
Plaxico Burris.
Plaxico Burris.
Plaxico Burris.
Did he ever come back off that injury?
No, I think I'm pretty sure he was.
That was it.
He wasn't allowed in the NFL after that.
Oh shit.
A lot of blackballed moments with certain people.
For real. For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look at
Wait,
what happened
who's-
with Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, who's the guy that he had the blicky with too?
I can't even remember who.
There's another dude.
Fucking Delonte West.
Yeah.
Was it
Delonte West, bro. He's caught on a motorcycle with fucking things on.
Oh, okay, that was another. Okay.
No, he was asking who did Gilbert Arenas pull the strap on,
Oh.
he brought it and he said
No,
he
no,
looked
no,
for
no.
him.
Both
I don't think he pulled it.
Yeah.
I don't think he pulled it on anybody. He said that he had it.
Who the fuck was that now?
I don't
I
know.
want to say it was like Alonzo Mourning or someone like that.
No.
It was a
Alonzo
rookie.
Mourning would have
Was it a
fucking
rookie?
It
would have
was a-
fought.
yeah.
I know Zoe would have thrown hands right there. Once
That's crazy.
Arena done.
What do you think he would have done in
Yeah,
the
that was
league
the
if he
first-
didn't get, if that didn't happen?
Oh
Because
my
how old
God.
was he when that happened? Like he still was he was in his prime, no?
bro, he
Yeah, he was in his prime.
sick, bro.
Javaris Crittenton. So
Who is that?
I don't know. He was out the league for sure. You never heard that name again for a while.
Yo, you
He
guys.
would have been like a Jamal Crawford, like really just kept playing, like
Yeah.
killing
Where's
stats.
Jamal Crawford?
Better than, you know what I mean though, but like
Yeah.
being that age and being able to play like still,
He was nasty.
bro.
And,
Gilbert
like-
Arenas was
he was
Like,
one of those guys
all-star
that could
shit.
get in your head too. So he played, several games with these guys. It's hard to like play against him. He's like, Patrick Beverly level of mind fucking, but
Yeah.
like way more skilled as a
Mhm.
ball player.
You guys watch No Chill podcast? Gilbert Arenas podcast?
I've
No.
seen some
So
clips on
good,
it.
man. Like all the shit he talks about, he's actually between him, the all the smoke, JJ Redick, all those NBA players that have dope podcasts. I feel Gilbert Arenas' take is the most honest and the most. He explains things so well, and certain things that you've never really thought about that you would think goes on in the game of basketball, like certain mind fucks, certain perspectives, and you're like, holy shit. If anything, he drops the most gems.
Say word.
And it's also just Gilbert Arenas. And he can go toe to toe with the guys at the top, but he was also just a regular dude, you know what I mean? Coming into the league. And yeah, man, if ever you guys get the chance, like just watch him go back. Like his perspective in the NBA is crazy, man. His take and the way he explains is so good. But all the smoke with Barnes and Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
That's probably the best one though. Like between
All
the chemistry
around.
between the two of
Yeah,
them.
they're
Yeah.
good, man.
'Cause I know Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson has one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Darius.
Um,
Remember that movie he was in, Darius Miles?
which
The
one?
college one when they take their SATs. What the fuck was that?
Oh shit, you're right.
Darius Miles was
What was that? Darius.
Darius Miles was in Van Wilder.
Was that what it was?
it was that type of movie, or that like it looked like that.
And Quentin Richardson was in Van Wilder, I think, too.
For real,
The Perfect
the
Score.
perfect. Score.
That's so funny. And
Fucking
wow,
Darius Miles.
the younger. Okay, they were in The Perfect Score. Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson had The Youngest Guns. Wow, and in 2002, Van Wilder. So
Oh,
these
you're right.
guys,
Van Wilder, yeah.
You're good.
you know
man.
what? Because they were in LA, so naturally, I guess.
Just get
We
into
got into
it.
Hollywood.
Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah.
And that era was crazy. That was the big fucking sweatband,
Mm-hmm.
fucking big cable chain era, like Jersey era.
That's the first time the Clippers
The
were
fucking
cool for
flip
once.
with the keyboard.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Sidekicks.
Yeah, the sidekicks.
Yo, I had so
man.
many sidekicks. Oh
Yes.
my God.
There was no point in having one here because sidekicks were only good to hit up other sidekicks and other joints, you know?
Mm.
Fat Joe
And
had a
not enough
commercial, right?
people had them
Yeah.
here. So it was like if you had it, you're like, who am I texting? Who am I
For
hitting
real.
up?
I
Bro.
feel like BlackBerry was like the first
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, 'cause it was
common
Canadian,
boom
you know?
crazy.
Yeah.
amongst
Yo,
everybody was
So
was
Blackberries at first down south were like real D-boy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because they were encoded or whatever. Like, and it was a no bullshit thing. Like, so if you BBM somebody, BBM, you could be in a bomb shelter and still get a fucking BBM. You know what I mean? Like, that shit will go through. So there's no excuses. Yo, have your fucking Blackberry on you, bro. Don't fucking. I know your other shit is you're gonna tell me you didn't get the phone call, but your Blackberry, no excuses.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
even-
that was the phone that everybody had, like that always hit. That line always hit.
Even when you're chopping girls, you ask for their pin back in the day.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your
the
BBM?
What's your pin? What's
Yeah,
your
and you can
pin?
see the
So-
pictures too from the like.
I swear we didn't. There was no Instagram when BBM was around, right?
Nah.
No.
Crazy.
no,
It was like.
no, but our first thing was
was
was-
ICQ? Was that? No, that was way before BBM.
we had Mad Page, like the side pager. Well, like the ones that up top, the Bravo Plus, then the ones that read on the side, and then once two-way pagers came out, that was crazy, bro.
2 ways.
My brother used to
Two-way,
sell
oh,
the whatever I guess the ringtones for them
man.
because he had the computer like with the cord and everything, and he was also doing the chirps, the Nextel.
Jeez.
He was putting songs on the Nextel joints.
That was such a crazy time when like cats were making money, like artists were making money off ringtones. Like when Soldier Boy and like Pretty Ricky, every
Soldier Boy. See, he
every-
really
Yeah,
started
every
it. Yo, he
commercial.
really did it.
right.
Soldier
You
Boy
know
was
what I'm saying?
Soulja Boy.
was
Yo,
the
but there would be
man.
no Flow Rider if Get Low didn't drop, and that was a ringtone. It was Get Low's I think one of the most selling ringtones
No
of
way.
all time.
Wow.
Him and T-Pain.
Gotta get low, low.
Yeah, you guys hear the game said he could beat Eminem in a versus battle?
What was that?
The game could beat Eminem in a versus battle.
That's
Depends
what he said.
It-
Listen.
it depends who watches. Honestly, because like think about it like this, right?
I don't know.
I don't
Tracks.
agree with him. I don't agree with him because M's catalog is crazy. Like the
Yeah.
amount of hits that M has is like that. But if you go to like some real West Coast people and ask them, some of them weren't even listening to Eminem,
True.
right? Some of them were like they would have been listening to Game because when Game came out, he was the only artist from the West Coast,
Yeah.
right? There was no other artist really who was popping. He kind of
Revived.
revived the
Mm.
West Coast. It all
For real.
depends on, I feel like, who you ask and where you ask people.
It was
If-
heavy New York and South for a while, and like it was quiet in LA
Mhm.
for a minute.
Yeah.
The Game was that that early resurgence with Dre. Yeah,
Right? Like Game, and people, don't realize that he has a lot of hits too.
Yeah.
But M was way more mainstream, right? If you look at numbers wise, I don't even think Game comes close to what Eminem's.
M could just do the 8 Mile soundtrack and fucking just that alone.
and Dre is obviously responsible for both those guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
So
shit.
like, who can really? If
For
Dre was to
real.
put them up against each other, for sure he's gonna say M. You
well,
know what
I mean, that's
So-
what that was his that's who revived Dre, right? Was Eminem.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right? When M came to Dre, that's when Dre kind of had this new surge of like creativity to like now push everything else forward. He came out with his album around the same time, then was able to push Eminem.
Word.
But I think the craziest thing I heard Game say lately was that he's like, Kanye West has done more for me in the last like however much, 2-3 months than Dr. Dre has done my whole career.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I didn't understand it because I'm like, this is who like brought you up. How could you even
What about like even saying like, yo, like his like first album was pretty much 50's album.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the
Game
hooks, everything. He was just like, yo, fuck it, I'll just give it to Game, or I don't even know if that's how
Yeah,
easy
yeah,
it was, but
Yeah.
He said, Game probably wasn't ready to be packaged out yet, and Dre knew that. So he's like, we're gonna put him with G Unit because 50's big, and that'll get him up there, right?
shit.
But it was crazy. I heard that. I'm like, damn, because I think it has to probably do with the fact that Dre took more 50 side within their beef.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like Dre was still, because like the end of the day, Dre's trying to make this money.
Are you guys
Much of
like,
it.
you guys aren't diehard Game fans, are you?
No, never was. I like the Game. My
300
problem was
bars and
he.
running is the only,
Yeah,
For
you know
me,
what I'm
I
saying?
definitely
But
grew
he
up
just
on a lot of
dropped.
Game.
He just name dropped too much, and there was
That's
something
the-
about
yeah.
him that had like not a corn factor, but there was unsettling factor about him that I was like, nah, I can't give it to you all the way, bro. Like you don't. There's something missing, or something that you're putting too much of that you need to take away. You know.
It got kind of
Mhm.
weird when he started like just literally jumping in everybody's beef, like every single rapper that was
Mm.
there. Boom, like starts dissing like Meek Mill. He's beefing with Lil Durk. Like, it's like because of somebody else almost, right?
Yeah,
These
yeah,
rappers
yeah.
never say anything about him. They'll be beefing with somebody he's cool with, and he'll jump in on that.
It's like why are you getting into this, man? You're not you weren't a part of this. Yeah. But I must say, when he did go up against 50 and G Unit,
That's
was
legendary.
still
Legendary.
1 versus 4, like he still did his thing, man.
I think they
one
said
could
it
go
was
up
like
against them.
like 100 songs or something was done with in that beef between 50 and Game, and like that whole thing. The amount of beef, the amount of songs that they mentioned each other on was like Game was going crazy, 50 was going crazy. We just
Where
mentioning each
where
other.
were you when you first heard Wanksta?
Ooh,
Damn, bro.
bro, I actually went to New York and heard Wanksta and I was like, whoa, this sounds different.
That
Mhm.
Like when it bounces off the walls on
think
the
I
New
heard it.
York streets, that shit.
it's something
is-
epic.
I want to
Different.
fucking hear that track now, bro.
Yo, I don't know why people don't play this often. Because that song is so fucking hard, man.
Bro,
At first I heard, I was like, this is weird. Like I said, the moment you hear it in New York, you're like, get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
It's too epic.
I was working for Def Jam as like a rep for USF in college. I had my 2A pagers, I thought I was the shit. And out of nowhere, this Interscope rep comes. He's like, "Yo, listen, you guys are gonna fucking play this all fucking day. We're at University of Central Florida, in the little fucking the open area where everybody could just set up, you know. So we had the little fucking Def Jam recording things, whatever. But the Interscope rep came and he's like, "Yo, you're gonna play this song called Wangsta." We're like, "Wangsta." The minute I heard it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's
Like,
the first 50 track you heard?
no, I knew
Oh.
Power of the Dollar and all that stuff, but like it's just
Had a
it's
rob.
like Norm, like I
Yeah,
said, like
yeah.
the beat. You're like, what the fuck? And then what he was saying, he was using like down south slang, West Coast slang, but you knew he was from New York by the way he would pronunciate, you know, like I was like, what the fuck? And then the beat was just like, where is it? Like, what the fuck is this? It
Who
was,
made that
When he was like, "Damn, homie,
yeah,
at high school you was the
The
man,
man.
homie.
what the fuck happened to you?
I got 6 bread with a cut of cheddar."
Yeah, no.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, what is this flow? I like
I don't
this
think
guy."
there's been a rapper up until this day that's had that type of like release into the industry. Like,
No, dude,
it's
I
like 50 literally just
he
took over
catapulted.
everything and just he was, you know, the biggest shit for the longest time. And like anybody who fucked with him for the first like part of his career didn't really survive except D Block and probably Fat Joe
Fat Joe, yeah.
are probably the only two I can really think of that
Dipset?
like, yeah. Or did he beef with Dipset though? Because I know that,
No,
like,
maybe he
like,
didn't.
and even that beef wasn't
Yeah.
too like crazy. I know because I feel like D Block actually like
Yeah,
they
went
put
back
50
and
at
forth.
risk with the records that they put out and the bars
Yeah,
that they had
yeah,
for him.
yeah.
It was they just said nothing good. You know, nothing. 50 never said anything better. His
Yeah.
bars were not that good coming at D Block. D Block was the next thing, but like at that time, bro, 50 was like nobody could touch this guy.
Yo,
No.
you're right.
Yeah, when he
Nobody
came
could
with,
touch 50, man.
Came
Well,
out like
but when he did come out, you're right. No one like it was straight out the gate. Everyone accepted him. It wasn't like there was some hesitation because I was gonna say when Wheezy co-signed Drizzy, there was still a little hesitation because like
Oh,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like,
For
yeah,
years.
but
For
yo,
years
everyone
there
was
was.
hating.
It wasn't until like maybe his second or third album that people
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy's actually the fucking shit. Like, this
And-
guy's crazy.
and even Kanye with
Took time.
you know, with Kanye and,
You're right.
and Jay-Z
Bro,
and it
Fetty
took a
Wap
while.
almost had it.
Yeah.
Yo, when Fetty Wap came out, that shit was crazy, you know? Like that first like 1 month or two,
If he was able to be more consistent and have it longer,
it was
he
almost
could have
like
been
that,
he could have
no?
been comparable. But
Here's what I think 50 did was genius, and I don't know if it was calculated, probably was the mixtape game.
Yeah,
for sure.
man.
He
No
turned
one
it into
else
albums.
no one else was able to double, like, so yeah, okay, I'll give you the album shit, but you ran the streets. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody could do that simultaneously and
And
come out like
the-
steamrolling. Like,
Without
50 was putting out
Spotify now.
50 was putting
Mhm.
out mixtapes that sounded like albums.
yeah.
People were putting out
Jacking
mixtapes at that
beats.
time, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's one of the only artists that could jack your beat and you'll never remember what the other person's song was.
Yeah.
yeah. That's right.
And
Like
it sounded
Weezy,
like
no ceilings, bro.
Oh yeah, no, Easy
and then
Sorry.
Weezy was another person who when it comes to consistency,
Squad Up, the Squad
nobody
Up
can touch
mixtapes.
Weezy on that. Like Weezy was dropping a mixtape like every week.
Yo,
You
no
drop
one does those anymore, eh? Go over people's beats
nah, not like
a
they used to. Not
Because
that
it's harder to
like no ceilings.
outlet, like so you can't. Well, I don't know. Can you post it on Apple or whatever?
can-
Nah,
I think they have to go the same route because of streaming. Everybody wants to make money off their music,
True.
so they're not gonna put it on live mixtapes or
Yeah,
Dat Piff or like those sites that people were
that
were
piff.
putting it out
Holy
on. Like I
shit.
remember all the best music when I was in high school was coming off of live music, live mixtapes and Dat Piff.
Yeah.
All the best rap music. I didn't have to pay for none of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 90% of it was free, and then you just wait for the artist to drop an album,
Big Mike.
Yeah.
right? Gangsta Girls is dropping something, you know it's always gonna be fire.
Cannon.
The Cannon.
Gannon steps back.
DJs don't host mixtapes like
Oh,
that
yeah,
anywhere.
No more DJ drama shit. None of that.
Different, man. That era was so pumped. Smack DVD era.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Even I mean, what Smack did with his whole business, turning battle rap basically mainstream was like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, now it's really crazy. Someone sent me the other day a video of like battles in Tagalog. Like,
Yo, there's
and they're going
it's called
off.
flipped up.
Flip.
Top.
Flip
Yo,
top.
they're getting views, bro.
It's off the top.
Those
of
guys-
the dome, dog. It's
Yo,
the flip
they
top,
get
man.
money, bro. They have a lot of
fucking
views,
hit
man.
me.
It's fucking jokes.
Yo,
Kumusta na? Wala ka ba? Patangin na mo. Check the flow.
are they rapping in Tagalog or
Yeah,
they
in and
rapping
out. They're in and out with it,
English?
like, but you know.
Okay,
mad
they mix
They
it
creative.
call
up.
it Taglish. It's
Taglish.
Tagalog and English in one. It's so stupid.
So they're like
It's so sick. at
they're
the
like
same
major
time.
diss will be in English or that would be in Tagalog, like the
No,
punchline.
sometimes they'll go
However they
back
can
and
rhyme
forth.
it, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, whatever. Oh, okay, that's sick though.
it's
Yeah.
it shows creativity for sure.
You know Easy Milk? Oh yeah, we talked about this. Easy Milk.
Yo, no.
Yo, craziest Scarborough line though. I've heard in like a rap battle, bro. Fuck, I forgot the guy's name, but he said, yo, if it's war, then I'll mark him and leave his face with a scar, bro.
Oh,
Take that in, bro.
Warden?
Fuck, who said that, bro?
Oh, yo, I heard one of the sick lines. I was like, fucking, what was it?
It's Warden.
I think it was like, I'm making progress like Kennedy Commons.
Crazy.
I'm making progress like Kennedy Commons. Bar, dog. Who
Big
said that?
bars.
One of the biggest bars I ever heard in my life, bro, man.
Yo,
I'm making progress like
Yo, I heard
Kennedy
a story.
Commons.
Norm was listening to that song, got out of his car and kicked his car. It was so fucking.
Bro, man. You know what's crazy? Every time I drive by Kennedy Commons, I see my
Jeez.
face on a billboard, dog.
Jeez.
Yo, you know, I pass by
Yeah.
like, yo, I
That
haven't
is
passed
crazy.
by that spot without seeing it once. And
Respect,
that's
dog.
when I think to
Respect.
myself,
Yeah,
bro.
big up.
I'm making progress, bro.
Like Kennedy Commons.
Like
Like
Kennedy
Kennedy
Commons.
Yo, his name was Disaster though. The other one.
Disaster.
Disaster?
That
Oh,
one
Disaster.
is his brother.
Disaster.
Disaster.
Yo, there's Jackasters and then there's Jackasters.
And then
Disaster, some disaster. Yo, I gotta find this fucking clip, bro. Because
Yo,
it's,
bro,
it's, you don't know what they're saying. Like, I wish I knew what they were saying. But it's just, it sounds so intense and the crowd's so into it that you're like, it's gotta be good. Shernan versus Husky. Oh, no, it's Husky. Yo, we don't say large. We say like or medium.
Yo,
There's like
I just-
there's small, medium, large, and in between medium and large is Husky. Okay, there's
Yo,
this
it's
Husky.
like a reaction video right now on this. Right now.
Yo, this shit's
That shit gets
crazy.
views too. Reaction videos.
Yo, these things.
I'm gonna play that in the background.
Hold on. Okay,
Whatever
I
he's
just
playing.
one time, real quick. Yo, take it in.
Ano pa naman itsura, hindi pagpapalit?
Have you seen the
Ito ay
visuals,
laban
guys?
sa pagitan ng asawa at kirida. Isang malinis at matino at panirang kontrabida. Basta kabet masama agad. Tapos ikaw na yung perpekto. Tandaan mong hindi maghahanap ng iba kung tinuruan mong makontento. Huwag mo sa akin isisi kung bakit ka niloloko. Ako ang reserbang ilaw ng tahanan kasi sabi mo daw, napupundi na ako.
I don't know what you're saying. But
That's
the
funny,
dude
man.
you're battling's rocking a wig just to make fun of you. It's, so,
He's got the battle rap flow.
it's a girl.
Oh, whatever. She's got the battle rap flow. You know, she's going in with the flow and stuff. She got that going.
How we doing on that?
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Oh shit.
All right.
Well, welcome and well, this is the intro and outro.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the HisBrother Podcast.
As always, we have the illest Billis.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
time he's sitting in. Thank God. We have Rosos, just in case you didn't know Sos. Big Norman Storman,
You already know, bringing a Mormon.
and me giving the outro, John the Barber.
And folks, that was the HisBrother Podcast. Thank you for coming out and listening to another one. Make sure to listen on the next. We're going to be in Montreal for Uptown
shit.
Comedy. So look out for that. But some crazy exclusive Montreal HisBrother shit coming to you soon. Thank you for listening. John.
Thank you all for coming out. God bless you. It's going to be a shit show.
Wow.
Protect your bikes.